Hello everyone! Have y'all ever looked at your nesting dies and thought there has got to be more to this than just cutting out some rectangles? So Altenew just released some new nesting dies, and today I'm going to take them further than just cutting out simple shapes. We're going to play with lots of fun stuff today. We're going to use some press plates if you've never seen those. We're going to do all kinds of stuff, and we are going to have so much fun. So we're going to create 2 cards. Let me kind of give you a quick sneak peek. 2 cards. We're also going to possibly, if we have enough time, we're going to do the background of a 3rd card. So we're going to create this card, which I know it's hard for you to tell. You'll see when it's in the overhead how much detail there is. And then we're going to create this one. So make sure when you're popping in that you tell me where you're from. I wanted to thank you, Stephanie. And she just did a little $5 super chat. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it. And so I'm Nikki Hearts Cards. If you haven't been here before, make sure to tell us that in the chat too. I love to know if it's a first-time person. We love to chat with you. We are going to make some fun stuff. I see Iowa. I see all kinds of fun things. So we're going to use nesting dies for layered backgrounds. We're going to use press plates on some die cuts. We're going to create some really cool details today. So let me pop in the overhead camera and show you these 2 cards. So, oh, sorry, it's this way. Let me switch up our cameras here so that you can look at what we're doing. Let me pop my face in here. Okay, so these are our 2 primary cards today, but I'm going to show you more from the Altenew release. We have live giveaways. We have replay giveaways. We have an exclusive coupon just from Altenew today. So it ends, whoops, sorry, I was trying to reach up for the other camera. So we have all of that stuff. Hi, I see, wow, England, Ohio, Altenew's here. Thank you, Altenew. So our exclusive coupon code, I'm sure Rachel will be popping that in, but it's gonna be 40% off, and I'm gonna show you the item so that you can know. It's 40% off of this, which is the black instant dimension foam tape. I'll tell you all about it. This one is a thinner one. So if you don't like having super bulky cards, it's a really fun one. Highly recommend. I will show you more about that when we're making our cards. All right, so I'm going to move these. Let's look at some more of this release. So our main focus today, if you remember, I love nesting dies, but I used to just not use them in a way that was very exciting. You know, I just was like, okay, I'll layer a couple cards. We'll have some rectangles on here. So I've been really working on stretching my die cuts and really seeing how I can use them. This set is what we're going to use today, and it has a ton of dies in here. Let's see, 16 different sizes that are all for A2 cards, and we're going to use a variety of these to create our fun backgrounds, and we're going to use them for something different, creating those little presents. So let's look at a couple other things. If we get enough time, we will create the background at least for this card. I don't want to keep y'all too long, but there's been a lot of fuss on this card on social media, and I want to make sure, especially Patty was like, please make that background. So we'll at least try to make the background of this one if we can. Here's some more fun stuff. Let's show you some other fun things from this release. If you haven't seen this one yet, this is from the Build a Garden Softly Sketched Flowers. I played a lot with using really, really soft colors on that one. That one's on social media. It's also on my blog. I'll sneak you this one. Super fun. I'm going to sneak you this one. We have lots and lots of fun cards this time. And then this one will have another video in a couple of weeks. So this is a really fun one too. So I hope that y'all love all that excitement. We'll go over some of these products with what we're doing today, but we're going to focus mainly on those nesting rectangles. And we're going to, look at a press plate in this. So if you don't know what a press plate is, let me show you. A press plate can be foiled, and it can also stamp, make impressions. It's like a letter press. So we're going to use this to create a little bit more interest in our card today, and we're going to use it 3 different ways. So it'll give you some ideas on that as well. Yeah, I love the Softly Sketched Flowers as well. She's showing the code for my exclusive coupon. Make sure that you use my affiliate link before you use that code, or she'll probably put in there the link that takes you directly and adds it to your cart. So I see lots of fun people here today. We're going to look at these 2 things. We're going to look at this little teeny tiny set of stencils and how much you can do with it. We're going to play with this one today. It's super simple set, but it looks so good. And I used it on 2 different cards. So we're going to get us some paper and we'll get started on that while I see how everybody's doing. Yay, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna get my paper ready so that we can do this. Now this comes with 3 different flowers, so that's why I got such a long piece, because you can do them all at the same time, and then you have extra florals. So it's 3 simple flowers, but what is nice is that you can, while you've got one color out, you can go along and you can do 3 at the same time. So I'm going to start, and I probably didn't even need quite that much white paper, but I know I'm going to cut some of these out of rectangles, so I'm leaving myself enough space. So just pretty simple stenciling to start with. We will add some fun colors to it, and then we're going to use these in our backgrounds. So one of my cards today, really both of them could be, I've been having a lot of requests for birthday cards, and they really both could be birthday cards because of the sentiments. So they released this new set at Altenew this time. Thank you. Rachel's putting in that direct link for y'all. They released a new set at Altenew, and I actually want to make sure, since all this tape is brand new, I'm going to make sure I de-stick it just a little bit. Hi, Diana. All right, so tell me, with that big green purple back and purple card, have you tried a green background before on that card that we're gonna try to get to the background? Has anybody tried doing a bright green background like this? It's a little out of the box, but I love how it looks. Okay, so we're gonna use 3 colors of purple. We're gonna use Lavender Fields. And we're going to use kind of some darker ones because I want to make sure I get enough detail. So the other one in this set is Soft Lilac, but it just doesn't show up enough. And I'm going to keep this as a mainly like white card. So I want to make sure that I get enough depth with this. So we're going to use these 3 colors, and then I'll show you when we get to the greens what we're going to do. I might need to do a second little piece of tape here. And then we will do some cutting. All right. Okay, sounds good. So Tony, did you see that? I just popped it in there. We'll look at it again too. Hi, Patty. Patty's here. All right, let me grab my beautiful thing that holds my blending brushes. So I don't know if you can tell, but I have a light purple, a medium purple, and a dark purple. And this is a function of, it's just nice to have that option, but also you don't have to clean your brushes. So, oh good. Okay, so tell me out there. I see some people that purple is their favorite color. I always love hearing this because purple's one of those that like you can either love it or hate it. So tell me yes or no. Are you a purple fan? Even if you're not, we're going to do other things that aren't purple today, so don't worry. So when I say quick, I mean, let's go quick. I need to make sure I've got these turned the right way too, sorry. Just double checking because I feel like that one went the other way. Yep, I did. So the lines are, you got to remember on your stencils that there's a little number here that's raised, and I was not paying attention and just laid mine down. So I got to make sure I got to lay them the right way. It just makes it easier, especially on like a layered stencil. I did all of mine backwards. Sorry about that. See, even everybody makes mistakes, you know? Let's put that like that. Or you could just do backwards flowers. Okay, lots of good purple fans, yes. Okay, I'm a purple fan too. Purple is one of those colors that it's hard to get it right. So sometimes it's hard to find your favorites out there in the ink colors, but this is a nice purple set that I really like. And it's going to go on darker than you would think, but it's going to look beautiful when it's all laid out. So I'm going to start with Lavender Fields, and we're just going to add some color. Like I said, we're going to do this fast. Okay, we're going to get most of our color is going to be down at the bottom here. I'm going to go quick ink blending because we have so much fun die cutting ahead. See how we're doing. Oh, I see a big purple hearts, lots of purple hearts. Y'all make sure that if you're here that you've hit the like underneath the video title. Make sure you hit that like if you're here. That helps people find this on replay, and we're going to have live and replay giveaways. So I want to make sure that everybody finds us. And that really helps ensure it. So thank you so much. Make sure you hit the thumbs up underneath the title of the video, depending on how you're watching. I don't know where that is for some of you if you're on mobile. I can see it on my iPad screen, and it's right under the video. Okay, so quick ink blending. We've only done one color. We're gonna go deeper. So this is my second darkest, which is called Deep Iris. And do I have the camera zoomed in enough for you? Everybody feeling good with that? This one I'm really gonna add some dark. You see how we're doing that? I'm gonna take it through the middle of this flower. You can always tap off on your stencil if you're afraid you're gonna make a big impression, but you can go through and go from the middle out. We're glad to have Rachel here helping us out. It looks like we got Altenew here. I don't know if that's Mitzi or who's in there for Altenew with us, but we got lots of people to answer questions if you need them. Tell me if you've already looked at the Altenew release, what your favorite thing is so far. Hi, Kathy. Do you have a favorite from this new release? So I'm blending from the middle out on these two. Since this one's kind of leaning, I'm going to go that my bottom is the light. So I'm going to pretend like the light is coming from over here. So whenever you're doing your flowers, just try to decide how you're going to have the light hit your flowers so that you can make the darker edges in the other area. So you'll see me kind of come in and make it dark from the bottom on this one, but make it dark from the center on the others. And all these are going to be on different cards, so it doesn't really matter, but just like to give you some tips and tricks. Now we're going to come in with our darkest color. We got to be a little bit more careful with this one. You could even use, you know what, I'm going to get a micro brush. This one's my dark one. A micro brush looks like this, micro blending brush. Let me wipe this one off a little bit because I've used it with black, which isn't a whole lot different than a super dark purple. So I'm going to really wipe it off, just make sure I've got the black off of it, and we'll use it for that purple. Yay, Juanita. Yeah, there's so many good release products this time. It's a big one. Okay, you see how dark that is? So we're going to use this little one, and we're going to come right from the center. And we're just going to come up about like no more than a third, but probably more like 10% to 15%. It's hard to decide what that would be in just a little bit. Just really get some color in that middle. It really looks nice. And then you can always take one of your brushes and smooth it out like this. Yeah. So she says, always a struggle to figure out where does the light hit. Oh yeah, Carrie said there's new ink families. You know, Carrie, I don't have those yet, so I haven't got to see them up close. I hope I get them for the next one. But I know they're doing some different packaging for the small ones, which is what I normally get, so I'm not going to have those colors for a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to use one of these bigger brushes and just smooth it out. Okay, and you can always add more, like if you decide you want just a little bit more over here, that's fine. There we go, smooth it out. And then we'll do this center one. Now this one, I've got two flowers, so we're going to take it right along the bottom edge of that flower, right in the center of this flower. Oh, nice, Tracy. Tracy says she gets all the stuff from Altenew every time, so she doesn't miss out. Well, y'all, if you've seen some of my other things, you know I love some press plates, and I've been having fun with this one. It's called Canvas Impressions. It's just a nice little option. So you can also see how I'm doing this here, just taking it up like that. So that's all we got to do on the purples. Let's look at our little reveals. Woo! Look at that. Awesome. Yeah, they'll dry slightly lighter. And here's the other reminder. We're about to do the stems of these, but before you do, we need to wipe the stencils off or you're going to accidentally get the purple on the green. So just take them off completely and let's wipe them down. Could just be a wet, like a slightly wet paper towel. And I'm going to wipe these off, sorry. Just because I put that extra purple there and I don't want to get it on my green. So just wiping it barely. You'll still see a little bit of it. And they've got, can you see that there's 2 leaves there to help you line this up? So I can follow this on the 2 bottom petals and then I can line it up perfectly. Right there. And then tape it down, okay? So we're just doing these bottom parts, so we gotta wipe off our purple. Also make sure you got it wiped off on your hands because I will show you how I made a mistake on one of my cards that way. So this one has this little thing so you can line it up. So that's to put that line over here. Lost my tape on it though. Put my tape back on and then we'll line up this little petal. So these are just like quick, easy stencils. If you're new to stencils or you just want something that looks very minimal, which is kind of how our card is going to look. I think I wiped this one off. I'm going to double check. Okay. And then we'll put this one on. We're going to use, these are newer to me colors. I think they came out like a couple months ago. And I love this green. So I want y'all to see the green that I'm using in these because it works really nicely with purple. It's this Coastal Haze. It's this set. It's got another lighter one with it. But we're going to go Coastal Haze, Misty Harbor, and Green Onyx. So we got Coastal Haze, Misty Harbor, Green Onyx. Okay. We may end up using a micro brush for this too. I'm going to go ahead and get all my purple off in case I need to use this for again. This is just a teeny micro blending brush number 7. Great for little tiny stencils like this. So we'll start with Coastal Haze. We're not going to go too crazy. I would say, and I know this may confuse you a little bit, but I'm going to stick a Post-it note just to make sure I don't go crazy and accidentally get that bloom again. Because sometimes you do go crazy on your ink blending. So we're going to cover up the purple. And then we're just going to do our stems. Yay! Hi, Connie. So glad to have all of you. So if you haven't popped it in yet, make sure you let me know if you're first time. If you are, if it's not your first time, that's awesome too. If you can remember how many, that would be cool. But yeah, let me know. Is this your first time here with us live? Okay, so we're gonna do Coastal Haze. Let's grab our greens. We're gonna grab our green, kind of mid. Okay. All right. Oh, Mindy's here. Hey, Mindy. I didn't see that she was here. Hi, Mindy. So this Coastal Haze is a really fun color. There's nothing I can do to explain it to you except show you what it looks like. It's a green. It's definitely a green, but it's like a really nice, subtle, soft green. I love it. Can you see that? I'll get to these other ones that are a little bit more in front of the camera too. And we're going with Coastal just to get it filled in, and then we'll add some more detail with the others. So Coastal Haze. This was probably new like a couple months ago. I've really enjoyed it. Okay, so I'm just gonna add some green here. We're gonna leave it like that because we're gonna come in with our darkers. Same here, just add some color. Now with these little bitty spikes in between the leaves, you need to make sure you go in the direction of those so you're not lifting them up. Oh, thanks, Jane. That's great to hear that it's first time. That's so good to hear. I saw Jane. Was there another one? Oh, Dawn says it's second time. Yay. So I'm trying to, as we go into school season, I have one kid graduating and heading off to college, and my other one is still not driving. So we may have some changes in times of lives. We may have a few more on Saturdays, but I would love to hear, like, what is your favorite time? Or like, when are you mostly available for lives? Is it usually Saturdays? Is it what day of the week you like the best? I'd love to hear that. What time of the day? Just so as we're kind of making our new schedule, we make sure we take that into account. Oh, hey, Allison says it's her. I think it says Allison Nora. Yeah, awesome. So we're going to have live a replay giveaway. We have an exclusive coupon that Rachel's popping in there off of 40% off of the black foam tape, and it's the skinny black foam tape. So like I call it, I know it says 1/16, but I usually say it's closer to, like, when I'm measuring it with other things, it's about 1 millimeter, maybe slightly more than 1 millimeter, but it's not your standard thickness. So it's nice for some different layers. Most foam tapes are around 2 millimeters. There occasionally are some that are 3, but this one's a little thinner, which is nice. And I've heard too, I know some people say that in different countries, it's easier to use that as well because it doesn't cost you more on your postage. So I'm going to come in with a darker, which is called Misty Harbor. Thank you, Arlene, sweet. Thank you. Well, they may be all over the place just because I'm trying to figure out this new process. I've had a kid old enough to drive for a long time, so we've been able to do those like while they're getting picked up at school by the older kid. I'm able to pop in here and do a live real quick. So we'll be rearranging for this fall, just trying different things and having some other people pick up too, just to help. But generally, I'm live either Friday at 3 or Saturday at noon, occasionally Tuesday at 3. So I don't know what y'all think about those times versus other times. Yeah, it's nice to have a varied time. That way you can, hopefully, if the time doesn't work, you can catch it at other times. Okay, so I also want to say too, I think I saw Dawn in here. And Dawn, I don't know if it was you, somebody emailed me, or no, it wasn't Dawn, is there an Anna in the chat? If there's an Anna in the chat, let me tell you about, actually I want to do one more darker. Let's do just a little bit darker with the green onyx, careful, because it's pretty dark, it's a dark one. So we'll do just a little bit just to give these a little bit more at the bottom of their stems. Love Misty Harbor and Coastal Haze. Those are great colors. If you haven't checked those out, you'll see when it dries, it'll dry just a little lighter, and I think you're gonna like it. So we're just gonna kind of go and add to the bottoms of the leaves. Okay. And if you're just joining in with us, tell us where you're joining from. If it's your first time, all that. Okay, now y'all are gonna be shocked when I take this off. So such a little simple stencil. It's great if you're need something quick and easy, but also great if you want to make a lot of different flowers. Like you could put all these flowers on the same card if you wanted. So let's look at this reveal. No, Jerry, it wouldn't matter if your stencil's upside down with these. Just what direction you want it. Really, you can flip it either way. I just was trying to keep it the way that I did it originally. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at those beautiful flowers. They're so easy. Okay, so the name of this set, just so you know, is called Painted Petals. Okay, Painted Petals. You could make something super simple. You could keep it a little bit more complex like we're gonna do, or you could do multiple flowers. You could do multiple different colors and just scoot these stencils next to each other. So let me wipe these off so I don't get this ink everywhere. We'll get them all wiped off. Yeah, isn't it pretty? Oh, yay. So I see JM Mortella Designs. This is your first time. Thank you. Awesome. Yes, thank you. Rachel is reminding everyone to put the word question in all caps if you can, so that we can see who's asking and make sure we get those for you. So I'm going to cut these out with our nesting dies, but we're also going to do some other fun stuff with them just to make them extra special. So we're going to use these, and I'm going to show you the one card that I did. So it also works, this painted thing works great with these frames. If you saw those frames come out this time, we're not going to make this card today, but I just want you to know that these little frames came out and these flowers fit nicely in there. I actually put this flower in with one of those frames. Oh, thanks. So glad to have you, Stacy. All right, so let me get these off of this, and then we're going to talk about the layout of this card. So this card is going to be multiple rectangles, and we are going to build basically a section. I want to use this flower because I really liked that flower. So let's go ahead and cut that flower out in the size that fits. Hopefully I will remember what that is. I feel like it's this one. Let's see if that cuts any parts off. Yep, that's the perfect size. And then we're going to build our card around that. So let me go ahead and cut that, and then I'll show you how I built this card. I'm going to use some scissors and cut these apart just so that I'm not messing up the other flowers. We'll save these flowers for later. Yeah. So if you don't already have some nesting rectangles, this to me is a bigger set than the usual nesting rectangles. I don't know what its price point is, but it comes with 16. A lot of times you get like one set that's this size and the other set that is this. Now when you put these two together, I believe that they're about 1/8 of an inch difference. So like if you're gonna do it as matting layers, let me show you. Let me show you that because that's something I always wanna know. Let's see. Actually, I would say that's, yeah, I'd say that's 1/8 of an inch if you decided you were making frames. If you put the two sections together, you see how they can fit together like that? Just FYI, and they are A2 size, so it can mat a whole A2. So we're gonna use this one to cut out our flower to start. And then we're gonna do some stuff to our flower. So I'm gonna just cut this out nice and even. Right about here. This set is a nice little add-on. Like if you are, I guess I want to make sure that's, hang on. I think I moved it and made it a little uneven when I did that. I may need a little piece of tape just to make sure. All right, so we're gonna send that through and we're gonna start building our card with that. One of the other things that y'all will see that I love, besides the press plate, is have any of you started doing press plates? Actually, let's just put like a thumbs up. Have you, or a yes, I've used a press plate. How about that? Let me know what our skill level is on press plates. So when I'm explaining it, I'm not over or under explaining it. It's a little different system and I want to show it to you. Okay, so here's our cute little flower. And it's gonna go here. And then we're gonna build rectangles all around it. So it's gonna be our focal point. And then we're gonna build around it. So what I kind of did was I set my, you can set it here, whatever you wanna do. I just knew I was gonna go about like this and grab myself some more rectangles. So let's look at some smaller rectangles. Like this one. And they can go off the page if you want them to, but I liked using multiple sizes so that you get good variation. So I'm going to put one right here, one right there, one right here. You can do more than one right here if you just want some variation. This one's a little bit thick for that, so let me get a skinnier one. You see the general plan? Okay, I see a lot who haven't done press plates before, okay. Okay, Lex creativity. Ooh, we are going to probably get you excited about your press plate. I'll use this small one. I'm gonna use one that kind of goes off over here. I'm just picking rectangles and building me a puzzle. I'm gonna pick one right there. I'm gonna pick a little skinny one to go right here. And I might actually go skinnier on that one. Let's go. Just remember, you can always trim them if you need to. I may go skinnier so that it gets a second one. Let's just go bigger. The more you can get on there, the better. And do you see that I've got a grid where an A2 is so that I'm able to fill in that grid? So I'm just kind of making my plan for the card using these and knowing that I may have to trim some edges off, but it's gonna look really cool. So we need a small one here and we need a smaller one here. So I'm gonna go this one, put him right here. So we got a couple right there. And then I'll probably cut a second one of him to put on that side. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut lots of white squares. Lots of white squares. Or actually rectangles, sorry. And then we're gonna get them to fit on this page, and I'm gonna do some better press on top of this. All right, let me just see how everybody's doing. Apparently, my cameras want to click on for a second. So do you need a special machine to use a press plate? So has anybody tried doing it without the better press machine? Tell Eileen in the comments if you've tried it without the better press machine, because I think it can work. I just have a better press machine, so I feel like it gives a better impression that way, but you can use it like an embossing folder. You can stick it through, put a lot of sandwich on it, and really press it in, or more like you can use it almost like if you were gonna impress a die cut. I have a whole video on that. So you can use it without the better press, but the better press does make it a lot easier. Okay? All right. So no, not yet. Okay. Okay, I think I've got all questions answered. Let's start cutting. I'm just gonna take this big cutting sheet and we're gonna cut a lot of white, but it helps if I have a lot of white. Did I already get that out? Got this one. Let me get a few. And then I'm just gonna take all of these and we'll rebuild our system here. So just put all of your, sorry, kind of scooting in. Put all the rectangles you can fit on your piece of paper, and then we will start cutting. I'm gonna send that through. While I send that through, tell me of the colors, and I got some good people who like purples. With your purples, what's your favorite color to use with purple? Do you have a favorite like coordinating color that you use with purple? Let's get all these out. Okay. Lots of dies to get off. One more cut and then so that better press, what it is, I'm about to show you. Hang tight. I will show you in just a second. I'm going to cut out two smaller ones just in case we need them. So I think we might need one of these smaller ones or these just to fill in areas. So I'm going to cut those really quick and we'll put all the rest back. So better press is a letter press system. So it's a really easy system. I would say that it just presses an image into your paper really crisp and makes that nice indentation. So it's kind of like the combo of a stamp and a little bit like an embossing folder. Not quite as much depth as an embossing folder, but it's kind of like that. Got something on there. It's always hard when you're doing white cardstock because any little bit of anything else, which I feel like I'm seeing on this plate, I need to wipe off. So complementary colors, yep. Complementary color to purple, I believe, is orange. Is that correct? I have to look at my color wheel, but I think it's orange. think it looks really good with gold too. Okay, so we got lots of pieces that we can sew together. Lots of extra rectangles. And I know it takes a little longer than other things, but it is really fun. Gives you a cool detail versus having just a background. So a press plate, let me show you what it is. And I'll show you a couple ways that we used it. We're gonna use it for this card. So this is what it looks like. It's a flat piece of metal. You see that? The back is flat. This is the raised side. Do you see that? So this is going to press into the paper. Okay, so we got our little pieces here. I'm going to go ahead and do, before we arrange the whole thing, let's go ahead and do the press plate so you can see that, and then we'll arrange our pieces onto a piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an impression in this. I'm not going to use any color. I'm just going to really press it down so that it gets that nice pressure. So to do that, I'm also going to spray the back with a little bit of water, because there are certain papers that press in better, like watercolor paper presses in really well. This is just a smooth blending paper. So I'm going to add just a smidge of water, just a little bit of water on the back. And then this is what a better press looks like. It's a plate, that has lots of room on it. So this one is like an A7 size. This is a magnet, so you stick your plate down. I'm not going to use any color, and I know I've used a little color there, so we'll probably press it right about here. It's easier, hold on, let me wipe my desk off, if you tape your piece that is going to get pressed, but you don't have to. That's why there's tape on here though. And you want to tape it barely, because whatever part you tape, you don't get as good of an impression. So let's say we tape it just ever so slightly. Which side is that going to be? I think I'm going to tape it on this side. Just taping a teeny little corner. Okay, and then when you flip it over like this, we're going to run it through, and it's right now it's not touching, but it's going to press it down into this. So let me show you how that works. This one's called Canvas Impressions. This is a Altenew press plate, and the Better Press system here is made to work through this Platinum Spellbinder 6, but I would love to hear of the people who have it. What else does it work with? So I'm just rolling it through. Hopefully not getting it. There we go. Can you see that? Can you see the impression now? See how it looks like it's almost like it's been through an embossing folder, but it doesn't deform the paper so much that I can't build this really nice rectangle card. So we will use it for that. The other thing that this does an excellent job at is making sentiments. And let me show you. So let me go ahead and tell you what our live giveaway is going to be, because that's part of it. We're going to use, I went on and pre-did these. These are also a press plate, and they have their own cutting. So once you just stamp it with black and press it down, let me show you what it looks like. Looks like these. You see all these fun sentiments? We're going to use that on our card. I'm not going to do it in here because it's just, if you don't have a press plate, then you can use any type of sentiment you want, but I really love these new solid circular ones. They have really fun things. Hope you have the most amazing day. Just a little reminder that you are awesome. That's really fun sentiments. So we're going to use those on both of our cards, and it comes from this with a press plate, but I did this ahead of time because I know a lot of you don't have one of these. Okay, I see that it works with the Sizzix Big Shot. Somebody says it works with the Gina K Intercut. Nice. So there's a lot of different fun things. Awesome. Make sure that if you're shopping today that you use my affiliate link. And if you haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs up underneath the underneath the video title. We're at like 150 people watching, but we're at 72. So just make sure you hit the thumbs up. That helps people find it on replay. Another way that this can be used is you can use it to foil. So if you have the glimmer machine, this foils way better than a lot of the other things. Okay, so let me pull this off. I'm gonna leave it here so I can show you some other things with it later. Carefully pull my tape off. Right here. And here's this piece. You see what I mean? Love all of that. Yeah, the circle sentiments, you're gonna get to see those a lot once we put this card together. But do you see all of this dimension? Amazing. So it's kind of like, so I like this card because it's kind of a combo of a floral and a geometric card. So it's really fun. And I just saw a question that says, can you use this machine with the Anna Griffin Impress? As far as I know, no. It does not fit in the opening well, or, you know, as far as I know, no. Has anybody tried it in their Anna Griffin Impress? I'm scared to break it, and I haven't heard of anybody trying it that way. Because I could break my Anna Griffin Impress, and then I could also break that plate, which would be not fun. So we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves a card base to start adding all of our fun little rectangles, and we'll create this fun geometric floral. But I do want y'all to vote. I know y'all are talking about, okay, I see you're talking about the different systems that use it. Cool. So tell me too in the comments, are you a geometric fan more so than floral? Like put geo versus floral. I'd love to see what's your favorites. I love a geometric card, but I also, of course, love a floral. Okay, I'm gonna grab a white, yeah, I got it back here. A white card base. So we're going white on white. Now, one thing you can try, and I'm going to probably tape this down just a little bit just to make sure. Actually, I'm gonna use a sticky mat. That's what I'll do. We'll do a sticky. Let's do like one of these little sticky mats. This is like a kind of like a Cricut mat, but it's from Altenew, and it's got that same grid on it, but it holds my paper. So I'm going to use it to hold the paper steady so we can build our card. Now we're going to put foam tape on these to give them some extra dimension. This black foam tape, I've been wondering this. Let's see if you can see it through this paper. I don't think you can, and it's a great one. Let's check it. Because I know people will wonder if you're using black, will you see it through? What I like about black is that it almost makes more of a shadow, but let's see if we can see it through this paper. I'm not seeing it at all. Are you? Here, I'll just build it with black and we'll see how it goes. How about that? So we're gonna go all in and hope we can't see the black. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some on the back of this one, and we'll start laying out these pieces. Okay, I see some geometrics, yes. I'm a big geometric fan. Okay, and somebody just answered, they said they don't think that the better press can be used with an electronic machine. So if you only have an electronic machine, may not be for you. But if you do foiling or anything else, I'm gonna go about right here with this. And I'm gonna go ahead and stick down this piece and then build around it. So we're using that one, do you see the difference in this? This is a 1/16. Look at the difference in the thickness of that and the thickness of this. Can you tell? This one is almost twice. Can you tell that on screen? So this is a very thinner, it's a thinner one, but perfect for things like this. So it never hurts, and it's up to you. In case you decide you're moving this around, you can always add a little glue to it just to give you some movement. I'm gonna use that because I'm going to make sure with a level that I start off with a level piece. So I know where I want mine to go. Sorry. Gonna go just a little bit in, and we're gonna keep it level. As level as we can. Okay, so there's our first piece. Now we can build around it. So I'm going to start with my bigger ones. We're going to add that black foam tape to all these pieces, starting here. And when you add foam tape, if you've got a little bit of warping of your cardstock, it helps you fix it. Yeah, the thinner is definitely better for mailing. Okay, so that thinner. I may be able to see that a little bit through this one. But once I lay it down, I don't think I can. I'm not sure. We'll see when we take a picture of this if we can see that black through the white or not. Okay, so I know I need a bigger one kind of right in here. Right about there. Means I'll probably have to trim that edge just a little bit. No big deal. Let's start building it. Yeah, it's only good till midnight tomorrow, the tape discount. So one thing too, I was gonna just tell people while they're doing this, we've got another card we're gonna do. We're gonna do that giveaway, and we've got this exclusive coupon. So our second card, in case you're joining us late, is gonna be this. We're getting all out for the second card. We're going crazy. So if you have to jump off, you definitely wanna see that replay. So I'm going to do this one here. See how we got our geos here, geometrics. Trying to make it even. I think I'm going to stick one here. Yep. We'll continue on with our black tape just to see how it goes. So when you're putting your black tape on, just make sure you're not keeping it from warping. And I've been using a little bit of glue because this is a geometric card, so you're trying to keep your lines straight. Don't worry if it's not perfect, but and I'm trying to keep about the same gap. So see, I've got about the same gap here. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm gonna put this one right here. Yep. That one may need to be cut in half. Yay, so glad to have you. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one down here. And always, this can be a little bit different every time you make it, so just FYI, it's possible you're making it slightly different each time. So we got there, and then we just need a couple of smaller ones here. I'll do one that goes about, we'll start with our small. And then we'll do some trimming, and we'll add some little embellishments, some cord around here. It's gonna be lots of fun. So somebody said they like their big shot. Yeah, so people, I need to try out a big shot. I don't have one of those. So need to try it out. So I can't give you an adequate opinion on that one. Ooh, it's starting to thunder here. How's your weather? All right, sorry. Hi from Idaho. Yeah, the mini impress is nice. Okay, when you get to these edges, you need to make sure you got thin foam tape because we're gonna have to trim off the edges. So just FYI, keep your foam tape a little bit thinner so that you can trim off your outside edge. So I'm putting mine on this edge and we'll put it in here. I like that every time you do one of these too, you could come up with a different design. You could put rectangles, you could make them into squares if you wanted. Okay, right here. I turned this just a little bit, so it's hard for me to keep it. There we go. And then I can use one of these longer spots, and I can put it right down here. So we just need a teeny tiny little one. Oh no, no rain in Vegas, she says. Okay, the big shot's very similar. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, lots of hot weather. Lots of hot weather. So I'm only gonna put some foam tape on this little edge here because we just need to cover right here. Okay, now we got it covered, boom. So let me pull this off and we'll trim all around and then we'll add some fun elements to it. So we've got our card built like this. We still need to trim all these little extra edges. So just take your scissors and trim all around it. I'm gonna trim quickly and then we'll move to there. And then I'm gonna show you, we're gonna be looking at these beautiful circle sentiments that we just told you about, making those on the Anna Griffin Impress. No, I mean on the, sorry, on the Better Press. I'm sorry about that. On the Better Press. We've been talking about both, sorry. And let's see. Try to catch up on the chat real quick while I trim. So when you're trimming something like this, make sure that you grab smooth edge scissors, okay? So a lot of times y'all see me trimming with these. These are serrated, so it makes little marks on the edge of your paper. When I'm trimming big things, it doesn't really matter, but there are different types of scissors. This makes like a little bit, if you looked close, a little zigzag of the cut, whereas this one is perfectly smooth. And so to cut things like this, you want to keep with perfectly smooth. And you want to just go along and trim the edges. So trim that one down. We're gonna trim these. Always nice if you can do it in one swipe. Sorry, it's hard to trim and catch up on the chat, isn't it? Never used, okay. So these scissors are just some ones that I got like billions of years ago. I think they're Martha Stewart at like Michael's. So the big ones I use most of the time, but when you need to do a thin edge like this, I'm sure that many other companies sell it. Let's see if that's... So this set of scissors from Tim Holtz is thin, is like that. It's just too small. I need a bigger one that's thin. So they probably make one that's bigger, but I don't have that one. And then Altenew makes really small scissors that do it, but I don't always, sorry, your comments are catching up. Okay. And I always have a way, like, it's easier for me to cut along this direction than it is the other. Okay, so we got all of our stuff taken care of here. We got our pieces. This one's showing its black just a little bit. So I'm gonna push that. See how I did black right there? So I'm gonna try to push that back just a little bit. Because that's the one thing with the black, is that if you see the edge of it, you may see that black foam tape versus white foam tape. But we were experimenting. So I'm pushing it back behind it. I don't think you'll see it from the front. You might see it if you lifted it up. And then we're gonna use just some generic twine, because I thought this looked really good with twine. So I'm gonna wrap some twine around a few times, and then we're gonna use, I think I'm gonna go with just a little reminder that you are awesome, because I love this sentiment. So we're gonna use this one, and we'll put a couple little sequins on here, and then we're gonna move on to our very complicated card, which is super fun. And when I say complicated, I mean, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. You will love it. So I'm gonna tape that there, wrap it around a few times. As many as you want. I'm gonna kind of push mine down just a little bit. so that I can think about where you wrap your twine, in that you want to be able to put your sentiment kind of right where you want that circle to go. I want my circle to go like right here, so I'm going to keep wrapping to make sure I get enough of that there. So I'm going to go with 4 wraps. And tape it down. And you can always move them a little bit once you've taped them too. So I can move it down a little if I want to. There we go. And look at how good this is going to look. Oh man. Okay, so I'm going to put a little foam tape here and here on this one. I'm going to do the black again because that's what we've been using to test it out. But I only need 2 pieces because they got to go on either side of the burlap. The sentiment is from, this is from the new set, Circular Sentiments. I'll show you the thing just a second. It's a great one. I love it. This is also, you need a press plate for this. I don't know if they'll end up making a, I don't know if they'll make a stamp version, but these are really popular for press plates, is to do your sentiments like this. It's called Solid One Go Solid Circular Sentiments. This is in the new release. Okay, and it's got a die. All right. So I'm going to get these out of the way so I don't spill them. So with these, have y'all tried doing watercolor with stencils? Anybody tried that? I think this flower would look really nice watercolored as well. I need to show y'all what we're going to do as our giveaway today. First of all, I had one, I'm going to show one that we gave away recently. And it was the winner was Anna, and she briefly like emailed me but never sent me her address to claim it. And I cannot find the email. So Anna, if you are out there and you won one of the replay giveaways, she won this set, in case that jogs your mind. I think her name was Anna, and I cannot find the email. Please let me know and I will get it to you. If not, next time we're going to give away this set if she doesn't claim it. Okay. So here's how our card is looking. I added a couple of sequins to it just to give it that little bit of just cuteness. So I'm going to use these sequins, which are the Crystal Moonlight. They're just clear sequins, and they come in all these different sizes. No, so if we have time, I will show you exactly how that sentiment is made. This is just white paper with a black stamp. So the white is not put on there. The white is left over from what's stamped onto it. So I took white paper and I used black ink. This is the best black ink for that. It's that Altenew Obsidian. And then I pressed it like a stamp over it, and it leaves the white lettering. So let's get a couple of sequins on here, and then we're gonna move to our complicated card, but so rewarding. I cannot wait for you to see it because y'all are gonna have so much fun. So if you are wondering what we're giving away today, this is going to be our live giveaway, and this is another one of those press plates. This has got lots of different sentiments in it, but you can also foil it, and I'll send you these extras that I've foiled and stamped, and it has dies to cut them out as well. So this will be our live giveaway today. Then our replay giveaway will be this stencil, Heritage Chevron. You will also get a card or something else with those giveaways, so stay tuned. We've got those coming up. If you don't have a press plate machine, you can let me know and we'll try to figure it out, but hopefully we'll find somebody with one. So I'm going to do just like 3 or 4 of these, not a ton. Maybe 5. Let's go like 1 here. And I'm one of those people who likes to just go ahead and start with the glue, because if I don't, I'll take too long to decide what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do a bigger one here. The other thing with these white cards, just remember, make sure that you have clean hands. It is very hard to do when you've been ink blending, so make sure before you put together an all white card that you're ready and your hands are clean. Why would I know that, you ask? Oh man, you should have seen the last one. since I've gotten to do this one a couple times. I'm gonna do a couple here, 1, 2, and then I'll lift it up so y'all can see how amazing this ends up. These little bitty sequins, you kind of have to help them out with your hands because they're so teeny. I'm gonna put one over here too. And I just thought that just gave it an even cuter look. Okay, now let me hold this up and show it to you, and then we will get going on our next card because our next card has so many different fun techniques in it that I just like went crazy. I went crazy on the next one. Okay, let me ask y'all another question too. Let's see what time it is. Let's go ahead and we'll do our live giveaway in the next while we're making the other card because we'll have a little bit of time during that one. But let's look at this one, and I'm going to show you these sentiments, tell you what all we used. Okay, let me hold that up. So we put the press plate there. That's what made that indentation. That press plate is called, what is that press plate called? Canvas Impressions. Okay, then we did a few sequins. We did that cute painter, what was that called? Simple Flowers, painted petals here. All of these are nesting rectangles, and we put them all around. Then we had this awesome sentiment called Just a Little Reminder That You're Awesome. That is a press plate. So press plate here, press plate here. Don't have to, could use an embossing folder there. You could do some kind of die and impress it here. But when you see this up close, it just gives it such a cool look to have this be the focal point and also have that impression over a stencil. Looks really cool. Okay, so I think that Sherry is asking what this tool is. Let me show you this. This may not be on my supply list. This is a tool from Altenew made with a wax tip so that you can pick the sequins up, and then it also has a pointy end to help you hold them down. So you can pick them up, put them in your glue, and hold it down like with this little edge to get it in there. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called a perfect picker. Does that sound right, Altenew? It's a tool for sequin placement called the perfect picker, and it is from Altenew. So see that, it says Altenew. It's got a wax end, which they have replacements for this if you mess it up, but it's wax, so it helps stick to stuff. And then it has a sharp end to move things around, just to help you out. Okay, so there is our awesome card. I'm gonna set this one aside and we're gonna get ready to do our next one. Our next one is gonna be all out. So I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about other things that we can do with this plate. So I don't know if any of you have a glimmer machine, which here I'm going to show it to you so you can see it. A glimmer machine is a foil machine, and I'm sure there's other types of these, but these plates work on the foil machine, and let me show you what it looks like when it's been foiled, because we're going to use some foil on this next one. So when you foil that same plate, you get this look. So it stamps, it foils, it impresses. It's got definitely 3 different ways that you can use it. And we're gonna use this one in the cards that we make because we're gonna do some really fun presents, and some of them are gonna have this as their wrapping paper. I did do a gold one just in case. I'll probably keep this for another background. But this is the gold from Altenew. This one is called Moon Dust, and it's a foil from Spellbinders. So let me show you how much this matches, okay? Because it looks awesome. So we are going to use blush paper. We're going to use Volcanic Lake. Look at how close this foil is. I even created some plain foils, and this will show you the foil a little bit better. So this is what that foil looks like if it was just one piece, but I used the press plate on it. We're going to use this piece too. And the foil color that I'm using is called Moon Dust. That is on the supply list. I think you can use a diamond art pen. Does somebody know if you can use a diamond art pen to pick up sequins? So let me show you how this looks. So I foiled this. We're gonna cut this out and we're gonna take these foiled pieces like we've made our own metallic paper, and we're gonna create die cut and embossed bows. And y'all are gonna die. This is an older set, but it's one that if you're gonna be making birthday cards or Christmas cards, I think that you're gonna need it. So we're gonna start with all these colors. So this is Blush, Volcano Lake, a foiled piece from that Canvas Impressions, and then that just plain foil on a piece of paper. All right, so we're gonna play with this. So tell me, do you own any nesting dies? And if you do, what your favorite shape is? Yes or no, you own them, and if you've got a favorite shape of nesting dies, let me know. This is the other set that we're going to be using. So we're going to create our own packages with the nesting dies, and then we're going to create our own bows with this. So this cuts them out, and you can put them in an embossing folder. Okay, so we're going to cut and emboss those foil pieces to create an amazing look. So stay tuned. We are also going to use these. Have y'all seen these glitter packs before from Altenew? They have these little sets of cardstock, of little bitty glitter cardstock, so that you can use them with some of their colors. So they have one that looks really good with, so what I like to do is grab my paper and kind of look at my color options. I really, really liked this one with the pink, and I think we used this one. Yeah, look at how beautiful that is. Nice. A lot of people use their circle dies. Okay, good to know. Ovals, scallops, yep. I am kind of obsessed with rectangles and triangles. I know that seems like kind of basic, but I do love those. I love some of the like floofier ones, but those I get a lot of use out of. I also love the arches. They did all three of those this year. Oh, so fun. Okay, let me get a sip of something, and I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Stitched ones, okay. Okay, so we're gonna play with glitter cardstock. We're gonna play with cardstock we basically made on our own, okay? So we've got some really fun details. Like I said, this one is our more complicated of the cards, but it's just a matter of playing with the colors and really having fun, okay? So we're gonna make lots and lots of fun. So I'm gonna set these aside. When I'm looking for them, y'all tell me where they are. We're gonna do some cutting. Let's start with our pink, because we don't need it. Our pink and green. I'm gonna set these back here. Okay, so we're gonna start with our pink and green, and we're gonna create a couple of different shapes. Here's our nesting rectangles. And sorry, I know I didn't put them all exactly back. Just try to put them back so that I can get them out right. Okay, let's see how big that one is. That one looks a little too big for me. Let's go with this one. This is going to be our centerpiece. So it can be reasonably, let me see. Actually, I think I'm going to go a little smaller than that. Let's go with this one. It's more about how it fits on there. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this as our centerpiece. And then we'll go more like, it doesn't really matter how y'all do this, you know that. And we'll do this one as our sides. Okay? So we're going to make 5 total presents. One of those presents, or 2 of those presents are going to be out of the foil cardstock. So let's get all that stuff together. We need one present. One present's going to be out of this. And one present's going to be out of the glitter cardstock. Let's use this one. And this one. You'll see how we put it all together. It's going to be awesome. So I'm going to start cutting some squares. And while I do that, I'll catch up on this. So these are really fun together. I love how much it was. So make sure that you've hit the thumbs up underneath sorry, I think somebody else, I'm sorry. I need to look back really quick. Thank you guys. Somebody's supporting. Cheers. Thank you, Andrea. All right, so we're gonna cut some of these. I'm gonna cut the small one, and I'm actually gonna just cut half of it. So here's what I'm gonna do, because I wanna make a square. So I'm just gonna use this like I was making a square. Just line it up, make yourself a square. This is an even edge, so you don't have to do any excess cutting. This will cut out a square. That's the nice thing about rectangles. I think I'm gonna go just slightly bigger. And let me look at my edges. Yeah, that's a nice edge. So I'm gonna go about right there. You can always trim it later, but I'm gonna add a little piece of tape too, just to make sure it stays. Boom. You know what I got on that piece of paper? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. I appreciate so I don't know if y'all saw my stories this week, but when I was doing my stories, I was reminding you things that you can do. You know, some people are like, you got to buy stuff to support your fellow creators. No, you don't. All you got to do is hit like, comment, you know, just support us on social media, and it helps more people see all of our content. So just make sure you're doing that. I'm going to make a square one of these as well. So I'm going to kind of go right here. We'll make this about that size. So I'm just going to cut this little area for right now. It's going to be cute. Look at that wrapping paper. Isn't that perfect as wrapping paper? Okay, so now we got 2 little square presents. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look how cute that one's going to be. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Then we'll cut out our other ones. So we got 2 of those. Hang on to this for a minute. Let's cut our biggest one out of pink, and we're gonna actually do some, what's it called? We're gonna do some pressing on this. I'm gonna show you how to press plate and stamp at the same time on this one. So we're gonna give it, it's not just gonna be plain pink, but I wanna go ahead and cut it first. You always wanna cut before you do the press plate. So let's cut this one. And we need to do a couple of these. So let me go ahead and cut a little piece to start doing this one. And I just cut my paper. The reason I do this, people ask this all the time, like, why do you cut it out before you're gonna die cut it? Because I don't want to wrinkle up the rest of my paper, because sometimes you will get impressions from the die cutting machine, and I don't like it to get on the rest of my paper. I'm kind of like a little bit type A about that. Thank you, Eileen. Thanks, Jan. I saw somebody else sent some little, thank you, Gail. I appreciate that so much. All right, y'all are making my day. All right, let me put this in here. So y'all tell me, which of these is the most exciting to you? Are you more of a clean and simple with that white card? Or are you more a let's go all out, do glitter, foil, press plates, all of those things? Tell me which one's your favorite. Do you go all out? Or are you more like clean and simple? So you can say CAS for clean and simple if that tends to be your style, or you can put go all out, however you want to do, or all out, or whatever you want to, however you want to say it. We need one more green. So let me do that while I'm waiting. And then I'm going to use my wrapping of presents. I'm just going to cut some strips of cardstock too, so that I can create ribbon. Y'all are going to die when you see these bows though. This bow set, oh my gosh. It might be my favorite thing from last year. I love the bows. So I'll show that to you in just a second. Clean and simple. Okay, I see some go all outs. Clean and simple. Okay. All out. I think I'm an all out, but I do like an occasional clean and simple. I got it. Sorry, I had to mute myself so I could cough. Okay, so we got our basics on our presents here. Set these back so I don't lose them. So here's our present basics. Okay, we got we got a few options. I'm going to trim and create some other things with them, but let's look at making the bows and making the pressed image here. So first, let's stamp our pink to create this wonderful texture on it. So we're going to use the press plate. This is another way to use it. And I'm going to tape this here. Tape it right there. And like I said, very teeniest, tiniest tapes, like almost like you can't even see it taped, but just barely hold it there. That's just so you can get more of the image on it. Okay, so just barely at the corners like this. It's gonna land right here. So I'm gonna get out some pink ink. We're gonna use Coral Berry, trusty Coral Berry. And we're going to stamp on it. So whenever you have your plate, look at where it's going to end up, because you don't need to put it all over this whole plate. So I'm going to put my pink ink right here. And I'm going to show you a quick trick with stamping with this. So you can kind of get more ink down if you twirl like this. And that make sure that you get it good and cut. Before you press it down, this does not touch, it just lays here. So you want to make sure you got all the area. So I feel like I need to go to this area just a little bit more. And then if you're worried that it's going to be too dark of a stamp, like on this pink, you can always take one of your ink blending brushes and start off a little smaller. So sometimes you'll see, and it just seems like you got too much ink in one area, you can always tap it off with a brush just to get a little bit lighter, smoother stamp. So I just used a brush, tamped off a little ink. Now we're gonna send it through the die cutting machine, which I'm gonna lift up here so that you can see. So somebody said, who was that, Virginia? Could you use repositionable tape underneath? Yes, you could, but here's what's happened to me. Depending on how much you're pressing the image in, so on colored cardstock, probably not a problem. But if you're using cotton paper or you're using watercolor paper, you also get the image of the tape underneath. So because this is pressing an image in, if you put a piece of tape on the back of it, you're gonna see it when you do that pressure. So I wouldn't recommend it. Look at this. Isn't that gonna look cute? Oh goodness, look at that. Oh man. Okay, so this is gonna be one of our other ones. We'll let that dry just a little bit. I am gonna wipe this off with just, you know, a thing that I clean stamps with. Pink always leaves a little bit of color on here, so just stay tuned. See if there's any more questions. So isn't that cool? It just does a really nice stamp. I'll show you with the sentiments if we get the chance, okay? So stay tuned. Move these out of the way. Okay, I'll set this out of the way. So we've seen it used for stamping, impressing, and foiling today. So that's 3 different ways you can use it. I'll put that there. Let's look at all of our little presents here. These guys are gonna look really cute together. Now, what we need are some bows. We always need bows, right? So let me get you the elegant bows. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 1 bow in the glitter cardstock, and we're gonna do 2 bows in that metallic paper that we made with foil. So this cuts out lots of different bows. It also has a stencil that you can use if you wanted to cut out bows that you made. I'm using just paper that's awesome. And look, you can see how awesome they look. Like I've got some extra ones in here that I keep. They look great on any type of metallic cardstock. So let's start with our cutting of the bows, then we will do our embossing. So this is a big die cut that cuts out lots of bows. We don't need a whole lot of them, but we do need some. So let's get enough to, I want this big one right here. I like this big one. A repositional glue stick probably would work better on the back of that. It's just, are you okay getting that? Does it wipe off of your plate okay? Because you'll have to stick it to that clear plate. I don't know if it would make a little place in there or not. So I want this bow, so I'm just gonna cut that section. I need to move this out of the way. So it is a bigger die. It's like a 6x6 die. So you probably need a little bit bigger plate to put it on. But I only need one bow out of this. So I'm just gonna get this one little one right here. I haven't tried the repositional glue stick, but it could work. Okay, so I'm gonna take this one bow. We'll use this one in our okay. Ooh, I cut it close. Did I get it? Yep, I did. Look at that bow. Now the bow looks great like this, but wait till we run it through an embossing folder. Okay, that's gonna be where it really gets you. So let me get all this off here, and then we're gonna cut that foil paper. So the paper that we foiled is right here. It's kind of like making our own cardstock, you know? So I want to do two bows that are the same on this one. I'm gonna use, this bow fits really well on the card. So I'm gonna go ahead and it cuts it out here and here. So I'm gonna kind of make sure that I've got this bow taken care of, this bow taken care of. We'll have that one, this one, all these will fit because this is a 6x6 and my foil piece is only A2. So just make sure you got the appropriate bows. I want this one and I want this one because I know those fit on my card best. But that doesn't mean you can't save those bows for later. Okay. So to y'all with the press plate, what is the most exciting part of the press plate? Making an impression, that really detailed stamping, or is there anything about it that y'all are like, ooh, that's cool? I'd love to hear. So let's press these bows out. And I'll save my extra ones so that we can use those later if we want. I like to put those over here. So here's what the bigger bow looks like impressed. So I did a couple of extras too. So I'm going to save this for another card. All right, these are the two that I'm really concerned about. These two are the ones that I want to use. I always love this huge bow. It's so cute. But these are the two we're going to use on the card. So let me get the rest of this stuff off. Save the bows. I cut all the bows. I love the bows. Okay. Now, not only are we going to cut all the bows, we are going to emboss the bows. And I'm going to show you a couple tricks with this embossing folder when you're doing this. Do need to get this stuff off. Sometimes these little pieces stick in. All right, let me ask y'all a question. And hey, Rachel, let's do the live giveaway. Remember, it's that press plate set. I will need you to email me. So please, if you're not on my email list, make sure you have joined because you can just reply to a newsletter. That makes it a lot easier. But I'll need you to email me if you are the live winner. So let me come up with a question and we'll do that. We'll have a question that you can answer. How about, I'm trying to think. What about, here's my question for the giveaway. What about, are you a night owl crafter or are you like a daytime crafter? Tell me the answer to those two and we'll pick a live stream winner, okay? We'll pick the live winner of this set. This can fit in a regular envelope and I will send it directly to you. You just have to get me your email. So are you a night owl crafter or a daytime crafter? Night owl or daytime? Hi, Debbie. All right. While y'all are answering that, and Rachel's going to pick the giveaway winner. I am going to show you some ideas with using this embossing folder and a couple of options on how to do this, because it may be scary and overwhelming to you to try to get these little bitty bows in their right place. So you can use, like, I think the best one, let me find it. Gina K's works really well. So Gina K's like double-sided adhesive. You can put just like a little dot to hold it in place and then put it in here, or you can mess with it a little bit more and line it up. Over here is the side that dents in. Sometimes for people it's easier to line it up with that, but I think it's easier to use a little bit of adhesive, just like right in the middle, and put it on its picture right here. Do you see that that bow's the same? Let me put some white under here. No, that doesn't help, does it? I don't think you can tell that. So I'm going to line it up with this bow right here. And then I'm going to line, I've got one here and here for this one. So I'm going to do just a little dot of this double-sided adhesive. And I'm going to put it on that bow where it's supposed to be. Put it right here. So you can do a lot of bows at a time if you want to make sure you got them. I see lots of daytimes. I saw a few night owls. Yeah, late afternoon's a good one too. So then once you start to close this, you still may need to adjust a little bit. That's why I said only put the adhesive in the center, because when you close it over, you need all of these to line up. And sometimes you still have to adjust just a little bit if you are type A like me. Oh man, sometimes Allie says sometimes she works all day and then crafts all night. Crafts a lot in the night. Okay, I feel like we're pretty close there. All right, so I feel like that looks good. I know that takes me a second. I'm going to run this through. I'm going to use my embossing sandwich for this Spellbinders Platinum 6 because we've been using this. I know I keep mine on the floor while I'm doing live, so if y'all wonder why I'm leaning down getting it. Just keep holding it tight. And we're going to put it through. And then you'll see the magic. It's a great folder and die. If y'all are adding stuff from the new release, I highly recommend. This came out last year around this time. It's one of my favorite sets called Elegant Bows. Make sure you use my affiliate link when you're shopping. Even if you're using my coupon code, if you don't use my affiliate link, I don't get credit. So it looks like the winner is none your business is what it says. None your business. I don't know who that is, but you definitely need to email me. Oh, let me show you up close. Hang on. These are crazy. And y'all know I love embossing folders, but just opening up an embossing folder, oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at the difference. So the difference in having a bow that's plain versus having it embossed. Can you see those details? This one's plain. These all are embossed. Yeah. It's so cute. Nice. I like seeing how many of y'all are up. I need to see if y'all are around when I'm up late at night. I did actually craft kind of later last night, but not super late, like more like just it's dark, like 9 or 10, not like 2 a.m. So then you've got to carefully get these off because you did use a little bit of adhesive. So I'm just lifting them off. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so just in case, since we've done a lot of chatting, just Rachel, could you put in there too what that exclusive coupon is today? In case we're getting some new people. We seem like we've got a little jump in people having fun here with our embossing folders. So just want to make sure, if you are here and you haven't gone underneath the title of the video and hit the thumbs up, make sure you do that. There will be replay giveaways. I'll tell you, it usually lasts for about a week after. And I will have a question at the end so you can enter the replay giveaway if you'd like as well. It'll go immediately to replay. All right, so we have these beautiful bows. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I love them so much. So this is Elegant Bows, and it comes with a stencil and a die, or you can buy them separately. Yeah. Oh, lots of people up in the middle of the night last night crafting. I was crafting along with you in my sleep. Sorry, I'm cracking myself up. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me get a drink. So we're going to put this card together. It's awesome. So once we put this card together, I will show you how to stamp the sentiments with the press plate. Then if we still have time and people are still wanting to, we'll go to starting out this background. So stay tuned. We'll do that one at the very end if we're able. Just depends on how long it's been and how we're doing. People are hanging in there. Okay, so now we have all of these, but we need a few. We got some cute little bows, but I wanted to have matching little ribbons that go around the presents too. So I'm gonna cut out some little strips of paper to help wrap our presents. So we've got this little bow. It can go over here. This one can go in the middle. So here. So we're gonna use some of this glitter paper. It's from this bundle called Shimmering Shore. You can see I've already cut one of this. So I'm gonna leave that one out. That is the one called Pink Ruby from Pink Brilliance. It's these little bitty cardstock sets from Altenew. So we're gonna cut and wrap, use some little wraps for these. So just gonna use a regular paper cutter. Which one shall I do? Let's do this one. And it doesn't have to be too long, so I'm gonna do about, let's see, I think about 1/4 of an inch. Is that 1/4 or 1/8? Let's see. Ooh, that's 1/8. Let me see if I can get it to 1/8. Okay, let me move these out of the way. So I'm gonna use this, and we're gonna do 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so, sorry, my head's going in there. Okay, so we're just gonna do some strips. You wanna do them fast. Okay, 1/8 of an inch. Might be slightly smaller than that, but okay, another one. There's another one. That one's maybe a little bit bigger. Sometimes I'm a little bit different in each one. And let's do a couple more. So just cutting yourself some strips. And then I also need to cut a strip of this at the same amount. Let's see, we're gonna do this one on the long one. Make sure I have enough to go down this edge. Okay. So this one may be a little bit harder because I've cut from it already. So let's see if I can get this right. So it's measuring at 4 1/2. So to get 1/8, what I do is advance it by 1/8 and then hold it there because it's hard to decide what that's doing. And then go fast. So here's a possible wrapping for one of those. Now we need a little bit of pink too. This one we don't need much, but this one will be harder to advance that way. Hang on. Because it's a bigger piece, it's going to be harder to do that. I'm going to guess. Okay, there's this pink wrapping. Okay, so it's all just paper strips, fun stuff. I love these glitter card sets too. Tell me if if you think of, have you thought of any other type of nesting die techniques that I need to try? I don't know if y'all have seen, I've done some, you know, they're always great for shaker cards. And I've done some for shaker cards. I've made some fun folds with nesting dies. Lots of fun stuff. So I'm just going to put this one straight down the middle here. So I'm going to get myself a little bit of glue. We're going to start wrapping some presents. Want to know the exact middle, use your grid. Okay, we'll let that dry. Let's wrap this one with some pink wrapping. Now, when you're putting something on glitter cardstock, it definitely helps to use a double-sided adhesive. I don't feel like the glue sticks as easily, so I'm going to use a little strip of this skinny tape just to make sure it sticks okay. Okay. So now I can take the backing off my skinny tape and we'll wrap this little present. It just gives a little contrast to that glitter, which looks so good. There's one. Let's wrap it the other way too. Right about there. So fun wrapping. Sorry. Got one here, got one that started to be wrapped here. Okay, good to know. A hexagon that you haven't tried. That'd be fun. Yeah, glue bits, if you use the right glue, the glue bits stay on. I think Kay was asking, is amazed how much glue. So I don't feel like glue works as well on a glitter paper, but I feel like it works great on everything else. Okay, we're gonna wrap this one in some pink. Yeah. So you see that I'm lining up these presents so that I can go right down. This is the middle line of the presents so that I can follow it. So sticking glitter paper on, it's okay to do a little bit of glue. If your glue pieces aren't staying on, then you probably just need a different type of glue. This Barely Arts glue works really well at keeping them on. You got a couple of seconds to kind of move it around if you need to, and then it's stuck. Okay. Ooh, yeah, a beehive with the hexagon. That would look cute. A hexagon would be an easy one too to make. I don't know if y'all saw my pop-up live stream recently, but a hexagon would be an easy one to make an inside pop-up with. I think a hexagon would work. I think a big enough triangle, but a hexagon would look really nice for that. Okay. Then we got this stack here. Let's start putting them on our pages and then I'll finish wrapping here. So this one we're going to use one of those double-sided, or those pressed sentiments also, because I wanted this to be a birthday card. So I like how that turned out a lot. Once again, make sure you don't have any stuff on your hands. And you may want to cut this down so you can put a black border. I really like doing that as well. But we're going to start kind of lining it up and setting up our thing. I actually think I will trim this down just a little bit so I can put a black backing on it. Let's trim it like down to 4 maybe. Let's go like, or maybe 4 1/4. I'll go 4 1/4 just to make sure we can fit. No, 4 1/8. And then we'll take 1/8 off this end. So this is 5 1/2, so I'm going down to taking 1/8 off of it. Okay, that way we can put a little border around it. When you have plain white cardstock, sometimes it's nice to have that border. So let's start lining it up. I'm gonna use that sticky mat again just to make sure this is held in place while I get it organized. So this is just a sticky mat to hold on to things. And it also has the grid in it. Guess it wouldn't hurt if I did it this way. So you can see this is a little smaller than an A2. Okay. All right. Sticky's going a little bit, so I may hold it down a little bit better. All right. Yeah. So tell me, what type of cards do you make the most? Do you make birthday cards? Do you make Christmas cards? Do you make all occasion cards? I'd like to know which one's usually your biggest. I'm gonna go here. And I'm just arranging my presents how it feels exciting to arrange them. These are gonna look so good. Okay, so let's start with our middle because we know about what we wanna do. And we know this one's gotta be in the middle. You need to make sure you leave enough room for that bow. The bow's gonna stick up a little bit, so probably about right there. Yeah, lots of Christmas, lots of birthday. Oh, I do love making some Halloween cards. I made some Halloween cards for y'all are gonna love. I'm gonna have a live stream on them in a few weeks, and they are fun. They're interactive, lots of fun. So we'll go with that's about the middle of this page. Now, as we go along and add pieces, we may need to, because we've already got one piece right here, you may need to add just a little bit of that foam tape. We'll use the black foam tape again and add that just so that these are pretty even. With our stacked present, you just want to make sure this bow fits. I'm going to make sure that it's down low enough so that you can fit your bow on there. So I'm going to go about right here. Okay. So let's get just a little bit of foam tape for that one. It's where the thin foam tape comes in as you're building this scene. So I think I want to go about right here. Right here. Yeah. So I'm using that black. I'm going to add a little bit of glue just to move it around in case I don't get it level. Okay. And then we're going to need a little bit of foam tape on this one too so that we can pop it up. This is a little bit too long. Okay, so put it right about there. Yeah, sympathy cards are the hardest. Oh, nice, Deborah. That gives you a little time. Now, this isn't really stuck on. It just has that little bit of adhesive. So I'm going to take my bows off for a second. And I'm going to add, remember we cut these? We're going to add some of this. So here we go. We need to wrap this present. I'm gonna go right about there through the middle. And since I'm going over multiple things, I think I'm gonna use this little double-sided adhesive. It just may make it easier. Have y'all, I would like to know, I always love hearing about supplies. Like today we talked a little bit about the Sizzix Big Shot, which is something I hadn't gotten to try that I'd like to try. And I'd love to know, is there some like supply that you purchased that you were just loved? Like, is there anything you just fell in love with and would highly recommend? I would love to hear about it. Okay, so we're gonna go here, do a little trimming of our ribbon, and then we're gonna go across the bottom. Cat-shaped card. Ooh, that's a good idea. Oh, yay, Heather. Had you already done that, or did you do it because of this live stream? You need the bows, I'm gonna say. They're awesome. Okay, now we need to wrap the bottom part of this one. It's just like, I love wrapping the little presents. I think it's so cute. Okay, so we got these and these. We'll go like here, and see this gap? That's where we're gonna use our sentiment. So I had originally thought about this card really could be a Christmas card or it could be a birthday card. I went with, let's make it a birthday card. So I'm gonna put this round one right in here. I love when I've got lots of geometrics and I throw in like just the wrong one. Like, it looks so good. I don't know how you say the wrong one, but like then we throw in a circle, you know? It just looks so cute. So we know this is gonna go about middle here. So I'm gonna move this up to where I feel like this would be. I want this to be in the middle of it. So I'm just looking at where my placement needs to be. Okay, let's put this guy down. Ooh, a laser printer. I have not tried that. Well, I have kind of one. Oh, that's a good idea to print in foil. Okay. And we're going to put this one in here. I'm going to kind of slide him up under, but I think I'm going to need a little bit of foam tape because everything else is sticking up just a little bit. Nice. I guess along the same lines too, have you bought something that you rediscovered recently? Because I have, and I want to tell y'all about it because it's funny. Something that I didn't normally think I was going to be using a lot, but really liking it. Helps if I take the adhesive back off the foam. Okay. Now, look at how cute that's gonna look. Oh my goodness, okay. So we need to attach our bows, and I'm gonna do just a teeny bit of foam tape to make sure they stay where they're supposed to, and we've gotta attach this. This guy's gotta be a little bit taller because we already have this 1mm foam tape. 1mm will work fine for the bows, but it's not gonna work, it's not gonna be tall enough, so you can either double it or you can use a thicker one. So I like just doing my bows right in the center here because then I can kind of fold the bow around and give it even more dimension. Ooh, punches, that's a good idea. I've got to try some punches. Okay, so this one's got this little piece of foam tape on it. And apparently the backing. Put it right in the middle. And I'm only sticking it down right there so that I can kind of bend this and give it even more dimension. Now, if you got to put it in an envelope, of course, it's going to flatten back out. But it just looks so good if that little bitty if that place, oh, it just looks so cute. Okay. If it kind of flows, I'll show you what I mean by that once we pick it up. But let's see here. So I'm going to do double tape right here. So I'm going to put one down. Now, when I did my original card of this, I got ink on it. So I added some sequins to cover up ink, because you do need to be careful that you let black ink dry well. And I did not let the black ink from this sentiment dry well the first time. So we're still going to put those sequins, because they actually ended up looking so amazing that I was like, oh, that was a happy little accident. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. We still have two bows to put on. And then I'm going to show you, I'll do a couple sequins, then we'll show you a couple other things if y'all are good. Oh, Rachel says, how many of you have a designated craft room? That's a good one. Or how about even just craft space? Either one of those two. Can answer, I have a dedicated craft space, but that's because this is my job. I like the designate the kitchen table. Whoever that is, you're cracking me up. Okay, so we got a bow here. I'm gonna fold that bow up. Boom, boom. This bow is actually sticking with my adhesive that I already put on it. So let's add a few blue sequins. These sequins look really nice with this color combo. These are called Shimmering Pool. And so let's add a few of those. Originally, I did this to cover up mistakes. Sequins are always a great way to cover up some mistakes. And there's just a little bit of, sorry, little glitter on here that I'm getting off. But it looks so good that I was like, I gotta do this again. So I'm gonna do like 7 sequins here. So I'll show you this little tool that I was using again. A couple big ones right here. Where did I put that tool? Here it is. So here's the wax part. You can pick up your sequin and drop it in there. See how it works? It just picks it up on the end of the thing, goes poop. Oh, nice. Somebody says her entire house is their craft room because they're an empty nester. That's nice. Y'all, I'm dying because my youngest is headed to college on Thursday. First one to go to college. So y'all keep me in your prayers. I'm glad that he's excited. Just hard on my mama heart for sure. What do y'all think about that? All right, so I'm going to do a couple more sequins and then we'll work on that other card and also showing you how to do a small one, go boop. I always do my glue dots first because otherwise I will just sit here and try to figure out the sequence for like an hour. And I'm trying not to do that. He's not going to be terribly far away. No, he's only going to be like 30 or 45 minutes away. But he's moving into a dorm. And just the first time I've had one go. All right, so here we go. Alrighty. So here, let me lift this up so y'all can see because it looks so good. And I'm going to put a matte like a black on behind it, just because I love when white cards have a little bit of a matte to them. So we need to trim the edges off. Oh, look at this. So I need to trim these little edges off. Look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that awesome? I think it could be a Christmas card or a birthday card. I went for a birthday card with my sentiment. And let's do a little trimming here carefully with your sequins. Actually, I'm not going to trim it off yet till my sequins dry because I don't want to knock them off. But look at how cute this looks. Oh man, isn't that cute? Oh, I see some of you got some college graduates. Check the question from Andrea. I'm looking for Andrea. Andrea, were you the one that won that previous prize that I showed earlier? Why don't you email me again if you can, because I got one email and then I could not find it again. You can always email me again anytime you don't hear back from me, because my email sometimes tries to like ghost me, I guess. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, yeah. I think it just turned out so cute. So if you love the idea of nesting dies, you don't want to miss the live stream that I did last when they came out with their nesting arches. I had so much fun with those nesting dies. I did one, I didn't bring that card, but I did do one on the nesting triangles, which is another one if you're like looking at purchasing today. This one is great also for Christmas if you're going to be doing some Christmas cards. That nesting triangles, look at that set too. I think I put that on my supply list, but y'all need to, if you're looking at Altenew, check those things out. So here's what we've made so far. We will work on some more stuff. So we got here, we made these two cards. So we did our rectangles all around here in a kind of a CAS card, a clean and simple. We did that press plate on here to give it a little bit of texture. So Sherry, how do I access the Altenew coupon? Look in the chat. Rachel has been putting the link to the coupon, and that link adds it to your cart. So if you click on that link, then you put that thing in your cart, you'll see it in the cart. I know it's a little bit annoying, but she'll put it back in again. So Rachel, can you throw that in? All right, so let's look at how we made these so you understand how that works. And then if y'all are still hanging in and you want to do this card, then we can do the background of this card, because this card is also very fun. So with these little dots, this is the press plate that we used. I'll just kind of go through all the products really quick because I know I'm getting questions. The press plate is called Canvas Impressions. So it looks like a canvas. This is what it is. We use this to stamp right here. We used it to foil right here and right along that little line. And then we used it to make an impression almost like an embossing folder right here. You see that? I know it's hard to see the texture. You see the texture? So this is called Canvas Impressions, and it's on my supply list. You're supposed to use it with a better press. So if you don't have the better press thing, you can use it stamping and try to create some impressions, but this actually works a little bit easier. And then I'm going to show you how we did these, because some people are asking, is that white heat embossing? How are you getting these circle ones? So let me show you that really quick, and then if we want to move on to that next card, we will. So did Andrea get her question answered, Card Refinery? She's going to email me again. Okay, so we did nesting, lots of nesting rectangles. I'm going to take this one off, and we're going to do a different plate, and I'm going to show you how this works. Let me add this here. Sorry, I'm getting lots of products over here. Let's find these. So these little circles are from this, Circle Sentiments. I would advise using a cardstock like a watercolor cardstock. It just works really well. So this is a piece of watercolor cardstock, and I'm going to use the plate. What's so amazing about these, and a lot of companies are doing these where they do the sentiments like this because it makes it so much easier than trying to stamp a little small thing. You get all of these at the same time. You can make tons. So you put down your plate. You want to go ahead before you start getting any ink on it and secure this piece. So you'll need a little piece of tape to secure this because this is going to stamp down on it. Set that off to the side. And then we're going to add a lot of black ink. The ink that works the best to get you a really dark look is this Altenew Obsidian ink. I may not have put that on my supply list, but you can always use my Altenew link in general and go there. So I think, Andrea, if you did, I didn't get it. Okay. So Andrea, if you could just resend again, because sometimes my email does that. It's like I cannot find it. I thought you replied and I did not. I lost it. I don't know where it went. And then I didn't have your email. So would you send me another one, please? Okay, so I'm adding lots of black ink. You can kind of twist it a little bit to make sure you get plenty of, just make sure it's all covered. Okay, see how that black ink goes down wonderfully? Now, like you would do a stamp, except this is gonna press and make an indentation in the paper, okay? Now I'm going to put my top over. These two are not touching. They're not touching each other yet. They're only gonna touch when they go through the machine. So, here is the machine. And I'm gonna put it through, roll it on through. Sounds like a song. Roll it on. Ooh, sounds like somebody got a new space. Cool. Did y'all get new crafting space? All right. Look at, okay, who's ready for this? Be ready to ooh and all. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Do you see how perfect that was? We just inked and stamped. I'm gonna hold it up as close as I can so you can see the detail. Okay, now the next brilliant thing about using this is that we can cut them all out at the same time. So let me wipe this off and then we'll cut those out and then we can work on that glorious green background that lots of people have been asking about. So, did anybody get the cone flowers in their Altenew order, or have you ordered yet? Because we're going to be looking at that die a little bit. Yeah, press plates, put these on your list for Christmas. And make sure before y'all go on a buying streak that you use somebody's affiliate link. Just use somebody's. Of course, I'd love it for it to be mine, but pick somebody and use their affiliate link. Don't let yourself get caught up and not click on somebody's affiliate link, because the people who are creating all the content, that is how we get a commission, and that is how we get more craft supplies to create more things, cameras, stuff like that. So please, 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 remember to click. So this plate is clean now. I can get rid of this. Now, let me show you how it die cuts. So I can die cut the whole thing at the same time. So let me show you. See how they make a die and it's all fits together? So it's all gonna fit. Let me show you on the die. And we'll make lots of sentiments because I love these things. You can't ever have too many sentiments. It's so nice to pick from when you're making a card. Okay. I'm gonna just let it dry just a little bit. Thank you, Hallie. It might be Haley, I'm not sure. Haley. Yeah, they do. Use my link. Okay, you see how this lines up very easily? Now we're gonna roll it through the die cutting machine. Roll on through. I don't know what song I'm thinking about, but it keeps getting in my head. Okay, be ready. See how I did, if I lined it up right. Whew, look at all these sentiments. So all these polka outlets, look. And you get all of that at one time. I love it. I love those. So see, the die cuts it all out. Looks perfect. Oh, I love it. So things that are coming up, I'm going to be doing another video for Altenew this month. It'll be a pre-recorded video, and it'll be using that press plate again, but it'll also be using those cute kites. So this card is coming up on my channel pre-recorded if you need something faster, so just stay tuned. Right now, let's play with this one. A lot of people have asked about this background. It has a really fun reel that's out, so we will go. Oh, is that what it is, Beth? Okay, rolling on the river. Is that what I'm singing? So, Cheryl, do I know, we need to ask Altenew that. Generally, they come out with one set, or they do a few sets like that are sentiments. I have a feeling they will do the same one at least once or twice more, but I can't promise that because I'm not their makers to know. It probably depends on how popular this one is, but that's something they try to do. They usually try to do 2 or 3 options. So I hope that they'll do some more like this. And they've done some like this one. This is one of them that's like a strip instead of a circle, but I love having the different shapes because that's super fun. And they've done some like this where it's like a banner. So there's lots of different ones out there. Okay, let's see how we're doing in the chat, and I'm gonna go, which die cutting machine are you using? Okay, let me wipe my hands off before I get black paint on me. I am using 2. So I've been using the Spellbinders Platinum 6. That's the one I've been rolling through on my desk. When I lean over to the side over here, I'm using the Anna Griffin Impress, which I do have on my supply list. It's the Anna Griffin Impress. I know you can't really see it because it's so big. It's like this big, but it's over there. So let's look at all the things that I used on this card. I'm going to use this color cardstock, Reindeer Moss. Okay, and we're going to start with just plain cardstock, and then we're going to turn it into an insane background. Insane. So let's start with just colored cardstock. I'm going to do the Reindeer Moss. I did put this stuff on my supply list in case we were able to get to this. Ooh, Altenew says, thanks for the suggestion. Currently, we're working on printable stickers that fit the dies. Ooh, I need some of those. That's cool. Way to go, Altenew. All right. Hang on. I'm getting so many products here. Let me just consolidate here. We're going to start with some ink blending, and we're going to use a really dark green. I'm going to use, I think it's Evergreen. I think I used Evergreen or Mountain Pine. Something really dark. I think Evergreen's going to look better. Okay. Put some stuff up here so I don't lose everything. While I'm putting things up, let me just show you some of the other inspiration that we did. I did this one. This is another one with that Painterly flowers. Here's one with Build the Garden Softly Sketched Blooms. Why don't you vote between these 3 and just let me know if you wanted another video, which of these 3 would you want it on? Tell me that while I'm putting a couple things up. So I'm getting so much out here that I can't quite function. Because we got a lot of products for this next one. I love this one I was telling y'all earlier is called Decorative Frames, and it's got an embossing folder and a die. So you can cut that out of metallic gold and then you can emboss it, and it gives it such cute detail. Yeah. Okay, let's see how we're doing. So I'm seeing, so if we go, if this is 1, 2, 3, vote 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so we'll see what we do. 1, 2, 3. I always like to know what's interesting. So vote 1, 2, or 3. This one has a story in that I went to Switzerland, and it just reminded me. So I kind of made it, this is like a picture that I took. Okay, 1, 3. Yeah, so this one, we're going to use this same embossing folder on our green here. Show all these up close so that you can see. So let's work on that background that came from this card, which this card got a ton of attention on social media. It's one of the first reels I did from this thing. So if you haven't seen it on social media, it's a really fun one to watch. We're going to use evergreen. We're going to use a sticky mat, and we're going to add some color to this. And we're going to use evergreen for more than one thing. So here's the evergreen. I'm going to get a little bit larger blending brush, so I'll have to grab that really quick. While I do that, let me see what we're getting. What do you think? Rachel, tell me who you think's winning. Tell me which card you think is winning, Rachel, while you're looking at the chat. Y'all keep voting, 1, 2, or 3. Okay, sorry, I had to go grab this one. So I'm going to grab this. This is a little bit bigger blending brush from Altenew, and we're going to add some color around the sides. And then we're going to use a more intense blending brush, which would be like a smaller one, to get some more color down. So here's how we do. So this color of cardstock is called Reindeer Moss. Number 1. Okay, nice. I created the alpenglow with that first one. That's what they call it when the sun hits the mountains and it creates that pink cast on the beautiful snow areas. So I wanted, when I took that picture, I was like, oh, this would be awesome. And then Altenew came out with that mountain. I thought that is the perfect. I'm just going to kind of try to make it look like my picture. So we're going to add some color along these edges. Okay, got lots of number 2s. And you could easily, you know, we already did some of that stenciling, so we kind of did the stenciling part for number 2. So this is kind of our extra card today. Remember, there will be a replay giveaway. The replay giveaway is going to be a stencil and probably a little card from me. This will be our replay giveaway today. It's from my own collection, Heritage Chevron Weave. It's just a good one to use, and I like having little things y'all can get in the replay and in the live. Our live stream winner has already been announced, but we've got a replay one coming up, and we've got that exclusive coupon code to Altenew. So as I said before, that Altenew code is only good until midnight tomorrow, so hustle. And if you just go and grab the tape just to get the thing and then go back and shop again later, just always make sure you click on my link before you head shopping for more stuff. And remember that you can always support me free just by hitting like. Just hit a like, hit a comment. Did y'all know that I reply to every single comment that you make? Every single one. It takes me occasionally, it takes me multiple times during the day to do that. But I like to, if you took the time to comment, I try to take the time to say something back. So sometimes if it's just emojis, no, I'm just exhausted and excited and glad that you commented, but I just want you to know I'm there. And if you ever email me like they said before and you didn't get a hold of me, my email does crazy things, so always email me again. Never fear. I'm around. I just am not the greatest at email. My email likes to like disappear. Okay, we got an opinion poll. Somebody's trying to decide if they should buy a better press. A better press is not very expensive. So it's not, I mean, it's a pricier thing. It's not like a die cutting machine, but I feel like around Christmas, they'll probably be around, are they like 80 bucks maybe? Maybe less than that. So I think you got options on that. I think a die cutting machine is going to cost you a lot more. So if you need a die cutting machine, go die cutting machine. But I really like the better press. I think the better press is the most beginner friendly option that has come out in a long time. So if you're a beginner crafter, it's very easy. Very easy versus like trying to learn a stamping platform or something like that. If you're worried about those little sentiments, it's a great one to do. Okay, so I've added my little color along the edges. Now, what I'm going to do is use the exact same color, but a much tighter bristle brush, which is the mini blending brush, and I'm going to get a lot more color on here. I need to go down and scroll my comments. They're going by. I love the Better Press, yeah. Okay, so Rachel, they were asking about the code. I think it's further up in there. It looks like it's a few things up, and that is, so it's a link that puts the coupon code in your cart. So if you do that, that's a little easier than trying to copy the code, but she's also going to put the code there. Just make sure you use my link if you're doing the code, okay? The code does not itself do anything for me. So we're going to use Paper Echoes. If you have not gotten, if you need another stencil and you haven't gotten this stencil yet, also on the top of my list. I love this stencil. So this is a stencil. You can see I've used it. If you saw my video where I did gold paste with it, it looks so nice with gold paste. But I'm just going to use it right now to create some interest on this backdrop. We're going to use the evergreen again, but we're going to do a lot more and load this brush up. Oops, and try not to drop the pad. So I'm going to do kind of like in 3 locations. I'm going to go here, here, and here. Not do the whole thing, but just start adding some dark ink through here. And when you're doing this, just kind of make sure you get your full coverage of your area so that you got what you want. So I'm just going to do that little green area. I'm going to do kind of right through here, the mid area. Yes, so somebody said, can you use a Better Press for glimmer hot foil? Yes, it actually, I think, works better than foil plates, and you can Better Press them and then you can also foil them. So it works with both machines, which is nice. So really, a lot of places have stopped selling hot foil plates because the Better Press plates do both, and you can. So look at some of your hot foil plates. You may already have Better Press plates. Okay, so I'm going to do that area, and then I'm going to do a little bit down here. And what this stencil says, I have no idea. It's, I'm not sure what it was designed after, but it's just fun words to throw on there, and they're a nice little scripty cursive so that they look cool. Okay, now let's look at how this looks. Let's do a reveal. Ooh, nice. So it looks good. It just has a little bit of writing, kind of that mixed media look. Let's take it to the next level. I'm going to use, this is the August Craft Your Life products, but we're just going to use the embossing folder, which is called Painterly Perfection, and it's a really nice embossing folder. I love what it does. So let me show you how this transforms. So we got some cool look on our paper, but let's make it like 3D. So yes, so somebody said that Spellbinders does a big sale. Yeah, Spellbinders, probably scrapbook.com, all of them will have sales on bundles of it around like Black Friday, and you can get some much better deals. So if it's on your wish list, then that's the time to get it. Okay, so there's our spot. Now, when you're doing a colored cardstock, it's always good to do a little bit of water on the back to make sure that you get a big, good impression. So I'm going to use this distress spray. Ooh, got a little bit too much there. That might make it wet through on the other side. Okay, and then we're going to put it in this. Yeah, thank you for clearing that up. I think Taryn was like, you can't use the foil plates with the better press, but you can use the better press plates with the foil, with the glimmer. So it's one way. Sorry if that got confusing. Okay, I'm going to line this up, try to kind of get it even. But it's going to make just texture in our paper. See how this is going to go? So let's roll this through. I'm fighting the urge to sing that song again. Y'all, I'm a terrible singer, so sorry about that. Oh my goodness. Tell me what you think the most versatile product is in your stash. Is it stamps? Is it embossing folders? Is it stencils? What do you tend to grab for on almost like every card? Okay, let's move this out of the way and get ready for some exciting stuff. Let's see how this did. Oh man, oh, that looks so good. Okay, look at this. See the difference in just adding that texture? That is so fun. So fun. So it just makes a perfect background, and I don't always think about using a green as my background, but this one really amazed me. It looks so good with that beautiful, beautiful purple flowers. So that's how I created this one. Okay, so let me show you the dyes that I used and the other colors. Let me set this aside. You do want to let that dry a little bit because it is wet on the back where I sprayed it. So I'm going to set it aside to dry just for a second. It would even look good. Look, we could even put a couple of these flowers on there. Those will look cute too. Okay, we'll let that dry. Let me show you the set where all these beautiful cone flowers came from. It's called the Altenew Cone Flower. Oh, here's some more of those better press sets they have. They have these banners. See how they got those that are better press? They have them. They're very nice. They got a couple of different options in that have some great ones too. So I see stamps. I see dies. Somebody said embossing folders. I'm going to go with embossing folders too. I love them. Frame dies, yeah. Okay. Any other questions on that? So these are the cone flower, and you can do like 5. I ended up making 3 of them because this is a big set. So this could be like a big 5x7 card. Let me show you how big they are on the back. And it comes like this. This is the Craft a Flower. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different flower sizes. Do you see that? Each of these 2 sets, and each of the flowers has 2 pieces, okay? So you got 5 flowers, you have some leaves, you have stems, and you have the centers of the flower. So you can do lots of different options with this. I just picked 3, and I used the cardstock. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading. Yeah, I love all the things that Beth is telling us, all the things she does with her dyes. I do all those things with dyes too. I love them. Okay, so let me show you the colors that I used for these. I used Purple Wine and Puffy Heart to create my cone flowers. So I did this as the back, and this is the top layer. So you just need 1 of each. Yes, you can use other colors than black with letterpress, that's for sure. Let's do a quick vote. It will probably take me another 30 minutes to put together cone flowers and finish that card. Or do you want me to just show you the products that I used and tell me how y'all are doing on time? How about 1 if you want me to keep going, 2 if you're ready to be done with our thing, because I know this isn't what our live stream was on. Our live stream was on the nesting rectangles, but I had a lot of requests for this card, so I was trying to show you what I had. So 1 if you want me to go ahead and die cut the cone flowers and put them together, or 2 if you are good, and we've gone over nesting die cuts, and I'll see you again in a couple weeks. So let's just see how many people are willing to do a little bit more, or do you want to be done? And it's fine if you want to be done. Fine. No problem at all. No problem at all. We'll keep going if you want. We'll stop if you want. I'm getting these out just in case you say you want to go on, because I see a lot of ones. Okay, well, I'm getting out some colors here. So I got this, this, and this. We need a yellow. Which yellow do we need? Not too bright. I think that yellow looks good. So we'll do these three. Can you see all those? We'll do all these colors together. Okay, so I see lots of ones. Let's just make those cone flowers, okay? And I got to remember what I did like a light green, or kind of like a neon-y green for the stems, so that I think I did lime for the stems because I wanted it to show up on our background. So if you did the same color of green, it would just blend in. So I went a lot lighter, and I think lime is what I used. Let me see what else we got over here. Either lime or bamboo. These are pretty similar colors. Let's go bamboo. I'll go bamboo. Let me see if it says on my thing. Okay. Alrighty. So let's look at this die set. We'll start with our flowers first. Tell me your favorite way to add texture to a card. So let's pick which flowers we want to use here. I think I did this one. I definitely like this big one. Let's do the big one. Definitely like the big one. I think I did the small one. Probably doesn't really matter. I kind of like how this one looks up. Okay, we got this one. And then let's do one smaller one. How about this one? Okay. And I'll show you how we do these. When you look at Altenew dies, they have a number on them. You see that? It's got a number 1 and it's got a shape so that you can match. This is called the keyhole system. So that you can match it with the right shape and that second number. 1 is always the bottom. It starts at 1 and it builds up. So 1 and 2. So you know bottom layer here, top layer here. So I'll know what color to cut these. Let me cut a couple strips and we'll do that. I'll match them all together. So I'm going to do the darker as the back level, which is called purple wine. Okay. And then we'll do our front as this more pinky color, puffy heart. Here we go. So that's the difference in those two colors. Let's get our thing here and we'll cut all of our number 1s. So here's a number 1. Here's a number 1. This one has both of them connected, so I'm going to cut both of them out at the same time. And then we can cut our number 2s on the other one. I just need to trim off a little bit of paper. These are pretty colors. I think these are the only kind of purplish colored cardstocks they have right now. I'm hoping they'll get some more purple color cardstocks. That'd be nice. Who did we decide is here from Altenew with us today? Is it Jelly or Angelica, or is it Mitzi, or who's here with us today? Okay, here we go. So we're gonna cut these out. So we'll roll on along here. Not gonna sing it to you. So today when we're done, I was telling y'all earlier that I've got a kiddo going to college for the first time. So I've got one starting school on Monday and then one moving into college on Thursday. So y'all just keep me in your thoughts and prayers there. It's going to be a crazy week. So when these come out, they have that little shape right there, which is nice. And they can keep up with it. Now remember, this one cut too, so I'm going to need some pinks of this one. So I need to roll that one through one more time. All right, so let's put all these back so we don't have to worry about flowers. That's all the flowers we got to cut out. Yeah, it is pretty cardstock. I agree with you, Joy. I actually don't know what I did before the keyhole system. I can't believe I put all those little bitty dies together without knowing where exactly they went. It's nice to, it fits more like a puzzle now, which is nice. Okay, so we got all our flowers. Let's get these two colors out of here. And I'll set this aside for a minute. I accidentally just dropped those on the floor. So we got all of these. I'm going to add just a smidge of color to the inside of the light ones, just because I think it needs to kind of be just slightly darker to match. But see how you got 1 and 2. So you got that color. You got 1 triangle, 2 triangle. Okay. And then we have a keyhole looking thing, 1 and 2. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of color to these light ones. That's all I'm going to do as far as ink blending goes. And get these out of the way. And I'll look through my little ink colors to figure out what's the best here. I like too that you can put these back. So see how it says right there, the keyhole letter, and you can kind of put them back on your sheet. They've got sticky on them so that you know where they go and which one they belong to. I like that Altenew's doing that now. Can y'all see that? It shows you where each one goes. Kind of nice. And this is a big set because it's got these 5 flowers and it's got all these stems. So you got flowers and stems. Okay, let's add just a smidge of color to that puffy heart. I don't have puffy heart colored ink, but I'm just going to add like a little bit of maybe magenta. Maybe a little bit of this color. That could be good. Let's get our thing here. My poor sticky mat has seen better days, hasn't it? It's getting there. I use this thing all the time. Let's get some magenta colored ink thing. And I'm not doing much. I'm just gonna kind of go down the edges. Ooh, that might be a little bit darker than I meant it to be, but that's okay. It'll dry lighter. And just getting some color. I just think that like when you have that beautiful ink blended background, that sometimes you need to add a little color to your dyes too. No big deal. And I'm not even gonna worry about the bottom ones. I'm just gonna do the top, just to give it that illusion. Okay, now we're gonna assemble them. Yay! So that was magenta ink. I love magenta ink. Man, one of my faves. Okay, let's get these off and then we'll put these together and we'll do our centers. So I do these with just a teeny amount of glue. I think that's kind of the easiest way to put them together. Just line up your different shapes. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Let's put them in the right order so that we can go. So basically you just can go on, I'm gonna use some tweezers. Sorry. Boom. Yeah, I see lots of, the keyhole does make it so easy to line up. I agree. Let's see. So Altenew's popping in. Did y'all ever, it's Mitzi. Okay, hey Mitzi. Mitzi's been busy this week. I know I've been hassling her, asking her questions. Okay, so we got 1 that's a triangle, 2 that's a triangle. Just line up your triangles. Okay, And that's all you got to do. Line up your triangles. This one, I don't know what this shape is, and I don't think I'm going to gander a guess. We're going to just call it let's pretend like it's a ghost. Okay, got that shape. And then this one looks like a keyhole. All right. There we go. So we have 3 flowers. We need the centers of the flowers and the stems. So let's get those ready. So our centers are going to be brown. It's just these, very easy. You need a couple pieces because how you put it together, it needs a piece that will connect to the different stages. And see how you got a keyhole, you got that triangle, you got all these little things that match. And then you'll need something that covers it up, and you'll need the center of the flower. So we got 3 things we need to cut out here, and we should cut out some stems. I don't know, I might do a few leaves too while we're cutting out the stems. I just grab like a couple. I don't need many because the card won't fit many. I'll take this one, maybe this one, just 2. Okay, so let's use our larger thing and we'll cut out lots of colors at once. Get all my keyholes off here. Thank you. Thanks, Barb. I appreciate that. Okay, let's go espresso. It's going to be our centers. It's just a brown color. And I don't need much of it. I just need these little center pieces. So I'm going to trim it down so that we can fit lots more dies on here. Oh, yay, Kathy, you got the gingerbread. Was that from my gingerbread class? That's cool. So we'll do browns. I'm going to do some yellowy oranges. Have y'all ever like completely changed your mind about a supply? Like for me, I have changed my mind about watercolor. I used to be kind of scared of watercolor, but lately I've been loving it. So tell me, is there some supply like that that you kind of rediscovered that you used to think, no, I cannot do this, and now you're like, yeah, that's awesome. So this yellow color is Sunkissed. It's a good like yellowy orange. And then let's go with Bamboo for our stems and leaves. Actually, I think that I put some other color in there besides Bamboo. Looks just slightly less bright. Might be lime. So for this one, we'll do our stems and leaves. Hi from Utah. So glad to have you. Okay, and then we can just assemble these and we'll have our cute little card, and I'll show you some more of those sentiments. Maybe we'll play with one of the different kinds of sentiments and see what we think with this arrangement. We might change up the arrangement a little bit and see what we think. So let's cut these out. These I'm not going to do much ink blending or anything like that to them. I'm just going to keep them as they are. I may ink blend the center yellow part just a smidge. Okay. Ooh, lots and lots of stems, so you can arrange your card however you want. It can be straight. And see how it's got the little symbols in it, but it gets covered up. So if you want to change it up and use it on a different symbol, that's fine. Oh, cool. That's good. Because you've already got a lot of these colors. And they don't have to be, you know, Altenew brand. You just can use some fun colors. I just really loved the green background. I had fun with that. I like experimenting with different colors of backgrounds, you know? If you look at my cards, you'll notice that. I love like trying out different ones and seeing how they look in the background. Like to me, green is one of the hard ones because you're like, oh, is this gonna work? I need to have some green on my flower too, but it works great. Okay, let's get all these little bitty pieces off here. Y'all tell me, what have you been changing your mind about? Okay, sis, that's sweet, Kay, thank you. She said, I've changed my mind about a lot of supplies after watching your videos. Yeah, I like to use everything, don't I? It's definitely one of my faves. Okay, I heard somebody say, oh, good. All right, let's get these centers. Oh, I love the centers. They're just so cute. Oof. And I like all the different shapes, you know. So I'm gonna get all these off, a couple more, and then we'll put our flowers together and decide how we want to lay this out. Sorry. Having a little bit of allergies today, so sorry about that. One last one to poke out. Okay, there we go. We're done with all the die cutting. Now we can play. So today the exclusive coupon is on the double-sided foam adhesive that's only about 1 millimeter of thickness. It's like a 1/16 inch. Really nice if you need to do a little bit flatter cards. Sometimes foam tape can get thick real fast, so it's nice to have one that you can start with that's a little bit smaller. One of those is on the 40% off today for watching this live stream. So stay tuned. Okay, let's see what we can do here with our flowers. We got 3 flowers. We need to find the brown piece that matches the shape. So here's a triangle. Here's the shape for that one. Here's our keyhole. And then once you find that shape, try to find the one that matches, that's solid, because it's going to cover it up too. So I tend to look through. These don't have anything on them because they need to cover up that hole. So you have to kind of like look at your shapes a little bit. So this shape matches here. Let's see what shape matches that. And if you're off, it's not going to be the end of the world, but here we go. So these are our matching shapes here. So let's go ahead and get them glued down so that we're ready. I'm probably going to need some tweezers. So what it does is it allows you to put this on the keyhole and then cover up the hole in the flower. So there's always like a solid that covers up the final hole. So if you see why, that's so they can do the keyhole. Glass mat, that's a good idea. Awesome. So excited to have y'all live. What are y'all doing this weekend? Anybody got big plans? As I said, I'm packing up somebody for college, so that's a new experience for me. It's actually quite a lot to get somebody into a dorm when they've lived in your house for the last 18 years. New experience for me. A little bit sad, lots happy, you know, because you want them to go live their life too. But a little sad. So we're adding all the brown pieces, then we'll add our yellows. They look good just with brown centers. It kind of looks like a Black-Eyed Susan type thing. I almost feel like you could leave that, but the yellow centers are so fun. It's like, why not? Yeah, watercolor can be really intimidating, but it actually is super forgiving. Yeah. Oh, you haven't started trying your ink blending? Ink blending is really fun too. Ink blending, I feel like, takes even more practice. I mean, depending on how much you want to watercolor. I just want to watercolor enough to get by. I don't need to make a watercolor painting. But if you're wanting to become like a professional watercolor, obviously you're going to have some practice. But for me, watercolor out of the box was pretty manageable. Okay, I'm not going to color these yellows right now because we are on a roll here. I think this one's the middle. Yeah, I think that's going to fit there. Okay, so we can get these glued down, and then we got our flower bases, and we can decide how we want to lay this card out. Sorry, trying to catch up on those comments. Trying to move, oh my gosh, I bet that's crazy trying to move a son to NYU in New York. Oh my goodness. I bet the parking is insane. That's nice. Ooh, time with the grandkids. That sounds like something I want to have in the future one day. I don't have any grandkids yet. Yeah, I would like to relax a little today and tomorrow. I'm going to be making a lot of projects for the next release at Altenew tomorrow. I just finished some Halloween projects for an upcoming live stream where we're going to do interactive cards. So stay tuned. That will be, I think, mid-September. It's going to be a fun one and different than my usual. Also, I'm going to be teaching at a couple different things coming up, so stay tuned as to when registration opens up. But I'll be teaching at the Stress-Free Card Making event, which is going to be in October. And I'll be teaching, and this one has a class kit, at the Christmas retreat for My Pretty Things. That's the same people that do the Nashville Craft Retreat. And I'll be teaching a class for that as well. So I know that Rachel will probably put that in the chat for you if you want to check those out. Love for y'all to be there. So these do have matching things. So you can see that there's a matching one for each one. Like this matches back here to hold on. But you can do any of the stems you want to. However you want to arrange it is fine. I'm going to go with this just so y'all can see the process, and then we'll see how we want to arrange it. So you've got your stems, and I do these last because they don't have a number on them. They just go as the last piece. So I do them at the end. Plus, I tend to bend them if I'm messing with the rest of the card. So I always think this is a good last section is to put that stem on. So that fits there. This one goes here. It's like, I feel like you can kind of do this and do other things too, which is fun. Like you can watch some TV and watch somebody live on YouTube. Oh yeah, dressing up for Halloween. Oh, doing some crafty homework. Yeah, if y'all are going to SBC Fest, make sure you get your kits. Use my link. All right. Here we go. So now we have stems for all of these. Look at how cute that is. Oh, man. You can go here. You can go. I love playing with flowers to try to decide how I'm going to do it. Maybe here. And you can do them different each time, however you want to do. Let's get the background and we'll put it together. So let's look at our new sentiments too, because we've got those fun ones that we just used with the Better Press, and let's see how they look on this. So I could go here. I could take this one since he's got a longer stem. Move him up here. Move this one like rightish here. And then we could take some of these. In the original one, I used a long one, which would look good. Here in my thoughts. Let's look at some of these round ones. Ooh, just a note. That's cute. Wishing you all the best. That could go right there. Hello, friend. That's nice. Ooh, I like that. Let's see. If we did it this way, I think we need to put some thread or something around it. So which one? Let's vote on them. Let's go like a small circle like this, a round. So this will be number 1. Vote for the small circle. Vote for this rounded square, I guess it's called, or vote for a banner. So circle, rounded square, or banner. Which one do you think we should put on here? Yeah, I feel like if we go little round, we need to do some thread. Let's look at some thread. See what I got in this. We could do, what if we did like purple that went around it? That couldn't be nice. What about this one? There's just more green. Maybe too much green. Okay, let's see what y'all vote. Okay, I see number 1, the circle. I see a couple for the banner. Let's keep voting and you tell me which one we want to do, and I'll play with some of these. This kind of looks nice. This is just some DMC S550, but it looks kind of nice with it. Ooh, okay, we'll play. And we have this big circle, but we've already used, the big circle would look nice, but we've already used a big circle. What do y'all think? So I'm going to try out the different ones. Let's go with either a little circle, rounded, or banner. I see a lot of circle. Ooh, I like the purple too. Circle is ahead by far. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, so we're going to go circle. So reminders for you, there is a sale at Altenew. It is on the black Instant Dimension foam tape, 1 inch, and it's a thinner foam tape, which is really nice if you can see that thinness. But that's 40% off just until tomorrow at midnight. The replay giveaway is this stencil called Heritage Chevron Weaves, and that's just from my stash. I'm going to be sending it out to somebody. So let's go with this. This purple looks really nice. Okay, so we're going to go with the circle, and we're going to go with the purple. I like that little hello friend. Ooh, look at how good that purple looks. That is nice. Okay, let's do this. So I'm going to put away the green because we're not going to do that. And I like the hello friend because it could be a birthday, it could be just a high card, whatever you want it to be. All right, and then I'm going to use some purple and wrap around it. Oh, that is going to look good. Might like this more than my original. So one thing that I like to do with these is, and this may be just a little bit of a weird thing, but since it's stamped on white paper, that edge along it can sometimes have a little bit of white. And so when I'm using one of these sentiments that's been pressed, I am going to roll it across here and get my edges black also. Just makes it stand out a little bit more. It is going to get black stuff on my hands, which I'm going to have to wipe off, but it just looks good. Okay, let it dry for a second. See, it's going to get on your hands. Okay, so let's get our flowers. Let me wipe my hands off. And then we'll get our flowers put down. I think I'm going to trim this one just a little bit so that it's not sticking way longer than the rest. Okay, wipe my hands off. Okay, and we're going to start with our, if you look at our stems, the bottom flower is this one. It crosses under the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and start gluing that one. I want them to be right there, so I'm going to put my, can do that with some other type of glue. That's perfectly fine. Actually, this was the bottom one. Whoops. That's okay. I'm going to glue them all where they are. And then we'll glue their stems in a second. Yeah. Now, if you want to stick a couple leaves in here, we can. We cut out a couple leaves. Stick one like right here. We could put one maybe right here. Okay, now let's glue our stems down. I'm going to go like this, yeah. So I'm just putting dots of glue underneath them. And I'm going to put a dot of glue for my leaf, and then I'm going to hold it down. Need another dot of glue. See, I'm just holding a little bit of that. Oh, I didn't do any ink blending before I glued them down. I just kind of liked how they stood out from the green. But yes, you could add some ink blending to them. They'd look nice. And then I'm going to take my little Altenew scissors and cut right about here on that one. Let's add a little glue to this. So yes, you could go in there and add some ink blending to this if you wanted to. I just did it on my flowers. So we got here. There we go. Wanted that leaf to go behind him. Okay, let's grab that purple. Where did I put it? Here it is. We're going to tape it on the back. This is kind of a satiny DMC stuff, so it's a little bit almost like slick, so I have to hold my little pieces together. Okay, and let's decide how much we're going to wrap it around. Oops, that's a short piece, sorry. I got a short piece that I'd already cut. Thank you guys for everybody who likes it. I want to hear too, what background technique are y'all loving that needs more attention? Okay, I think I'm going to do three of these, and I'm going to try to get it where they cross right in the middle of our stems. I don't know if y'all ever feel this way, but I like to make the cross, see, make them like cross right here because it just kind of looks cool. But it's a little hard to do. You got to pull your thread at the same time and get it kind of organized. And this thread is very slippery, so we'll see how we do. Okay, I just want it to be right where we can cover it up. So I'm gonna have to really hold on to it because this is much slippery thread than the others. So let's get us a piece of tape. Okay, using texture paste. Oh yeah, I love using texture paste. Okay, so we got our little purple thread. We can probably adjust as needed. And then let's see where our little circle went. Hopefully it's dry. Oh man, look at that. That's gonna look cool. Sorry, I got my head in the way. Let's put a little bit of foam tape on this because it's gonna need to stick up a little bit on both of those. I think it's gonna need one piece on the top and two on the bottom. So let's go, let's see which way is the top. I don't even think I need that much. So black foam tape behind black stuff, to me, you can tell me what you think. Have y'all tried it before? Because I think black foam tape behind a black item really helps increase the shadow. Like it just gives it a little bit more depth on your project. Anybody else tried that before? Because that's the purpose, I think, of black foam tape. I like using it for all kinds of things, and I love this thickness, but I feel like it really gives you a nice black color from behind, and if it peeks out, you've already got it on a black item, that looks even better. Okay, so I'm doing 2 on that one. Is that too much? Well, I might need to do 2 on both because I made it a little lopsided. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's true. Good idea on putting it double-sided tape to hold the twine. This twine is especially, since it's so satiny, it's hard to work with, but it looks good with this card. Tell me, do y'all have a drawer full of twine, ribbon, and stuff like that? I would like to know, does anybody else do that? Because I just open up a drawer and it's full of stuff. Oh my goodness. I think I might like this better than the original. We'll see. I'll show you both cards because I did a different kind of sentiment on this. Yeah, the black tape on those backgrounds is right. Okay. Let's move this stuff out of the way. Let me show you the original. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's the difference in the two. So this is the one that we just made. Let me hold it up for you. We did that fun purple thread on there and the round sentiment with our beautiful flowers. Lots of people with a ribbon drawer. Sometimes I want to pull my ribbon drawer out and just show y'all what all's in there. I collect little pieces of all kinds of stuff and it's so nice. Okay, here's the original. So let's vote. Do we like our new version or our original better? We did pretty much the same flowers. I might have changed up that flower, but we changed up the sentiment and we added some string to the bottom. So vote number 1 or number 2. Which look do you like the best? Ooh, good job, D Green. You keep everything in a separate container. So vote number 1 or number 2. Which style do you prefer? And then we're going to show you all the stuff. We're going to ask the replay question. Oh, nice. Ooh, your husband made a stand for your ribbons? That's cool, Gloria. Number 1, everybody's liking this one. I like how this looks too. I think I'm voting number 1 as well. Okay, so we got some 2s. Got some 2s. You like the longer sentiment? Okay. Most are voting 1. I do like having that thread there. It looks nice. So what we used here, we used the cone flower layering die set. This is the craft a flower this month. And then we used, so this one uses some solid sentiment things. I don't know if it's that one. No, it's not that one. And they both use this embossing folder called Painterly Perfection. They both use this stencil, Paper Echoes. Awesome. And we used, where is the other thing? We used this set called One Go Solid Circular Sentiments. Love how that works. And remember, she said they're working on some dies. They're working on some stickers that you can print and then cut with those dies. That would be super fun to make some stickers. We did a lot with other things. So, okay, we got our votes in. I think number 1 is winning. I love hearing how you keep your ribbons and buttons and brads and all of that stuff. Make sure you use my discount code today and make sure you use my affiliate link if you're shopping for anything, whether it's Altenew or not. I appreciate that so much. If you're not following me on social media, you need to be. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up, make sure that you do. I'm going to give you the replay question, but we're going to look at all the cards really quick so that you can see. So this one we made today, that was our 3rd card. Our first card right here, it was this one. We made, technically I made both of these. So just a little reminder, chat Just a little reminder that you are awesome. Sorry, I couldn't read that from here. Just a little reminder that you are awesome. So we did that. We added the press plate here. We did all these nesting rectangles, which is super fun. I love nesting dies, okay? I think this is actually the one we did this time. I love nesting dies. This was my original present card so that you can see with the matte black. Our current present card, we were letting the sequins dry, and so I still need to trim this edge off and put the black on there, but this is the one that we made today. We used that press plate to stamp. We used the press plate to foil. We created these embossed bows with the Elegant Bows die, and this is what it'll look like when I mat it on black. I like that it says, hope you have the most amazing day. I'm gonna put happy birthday inside the card. Love how that turned out. So here's the other one, sorry. Let's see if we can fit them all on the screen here. Here's that one that we made. We have this one that we did third. Nice. So lots of great cards. Sorry, I had two here. And I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure that if you're shopping, you use my links. I appreciate that so much. And then let's talk about the replay. So if you want to stay and tell us the answer to the replay question is, which of these cards would you make? This is number 1, this is number 2, or number 3. I know I guess I should put them in, now let's go, 1, 2, or 3. It's not the order they were in the video, but that's okay. Tell me which of these you want to try first. I also want to hear from you if, as far as nesting dies goes, have you seen my nesting arches video? Have you seen my nesting triangles video? I love nesting dies. This is one, if you're working on your holiday cards, that you may want to check out. I'll make sure to link these things in the description. I have an entire video on this as well. Highly recommend the bows. They're super fun, and getting you some nesting dies. So I hope that y'all enjoyed it, and I will see you very soon. There will be lots and lots of videos. There'll be a video coming out on some more of the new release. This will be in a couple weeks. You'll see this one. And you'll see some fun things tomorrow. There's a blog hop, so make sure you check out my blog tomorrow and enter for prizes from Altenew. I will pick the replay winner in 7 days. You'll need to email me, and then whoever won the live today, please make sure you give me an email as well. I hope to see you all very soon. Make sure you comment on the replay for all of these things, and thanks so much for watching today. It was a great Saturday. I hope that you enjoy the rest of it. Have a great day. Let me pop in, and I'll say bye. See if there's any final questions. Anybody got any final questions? Y'all want to see them from this direction? Boop. Thank you, Patty. And boop. All right. Y'all have a great one. I hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye. Nesting dies are the best.